Okay. New video. There's a huge cozy game happening on the eShop right now. It's true. It's true. All right. Get this out of here. I feel like I'm forgetting a whole bunch of stuff. But what are you going to do? I need... Oh, that's what I'm forgetting. Your iPad.
You asked about
I
it.
know. I forgot. Whatever. I
Go get it.
I'll be right back. I'm sorry. We'll start soon. I'm sorry. You think it's charged?
Probably not. Because I took it to that conference. I mean, it's probably got enough for the podcast.
Just turn the brightness down.
Oh, we're great. We got 68%.
I didn't take that
68 dudes. All right. Did you sit on your testicles like that one guy did?
That poor man.
Do you think that happens to young men? Or is it only like an old man situation?
If they're lucky.
It's a great question. I can tell you, as when I was a young man, it didn't happen to me. So, well, as an old man, it's happened once.
I mean, like, I think I can recall you saying I squished a nut multiple times.
Yeah, but
not
that was
in a
on
sexual
purpose.
way.
I think I tore my sack.
I ripped that damn seam.
That's why I don't sit down until I'm nice and cold.
All right, I'm ready now. Yeah, I'm ready. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast, webisode 1029, the Charmander podcast. My brain, since you're busy, I can read the Pokemon. Is that convenient for you?
I can read it if you want.
Okay, yes, go for it.
Okay.
Beautiful cat picture.
Charmander. The flame on Charmander's tail shows the strength of its life force. If Charmander is weak, the flame also burns weakly. The height's 2 feet. The weight's 18 pounds. They're male and female. The category is Lizard. Abilities include Blaze, which powers up fire-type moves when the Pokemon's HP is low.
Yep.
That's right.
Is that a Blaze?
And we're going to call this the end of the Pokemon section.
Thank you, Mom Brain.
You are welcome.
Ippo Amaguchi. Mom Brain is here. How you doing, Mom Brain?
I am here. I am good. And if you can see, I don't know what the camera's picking up, but we put up our trans pride flag. I know we're a little early for Pride, but I figured why not start early?
What's that, all of June?
June ain't long enough.
It's all of June now, right?
Yeah. I mean, around here, it's every day, all year. But
for the month of June, I will be gay.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to support. No, I will not be gay. I'll be happy. I'll try to be happy.
Okay.
Dew is here. Dew, how are you doing?
Cuckoo.
And of course, Josh Grobot is here, my friend from college days. How are you?
I am the world's best singer.
Yeah,
I'm here
yeah.
to grace you with my presence.
Wop, 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 wop. Come on, give it to me, baby. Let me hear those dulcet tones.
Shut up. I don't care.
Okay, fine. And
Moving on.
George is
Why
here.
don't you ask George?
I just did. George, how are you doing?
I'm George now.
He stole your spotlight, Josh. Wow. I mean, you didn't want to do it. That's what you get. I can take my watch off to make this. Okay.
I do want to be here.
We're happy to have you. Tony, that Charmander is so funny. I know that's from, the anime, but he just looks so chubbier than I'm used to seeing. Let me say hello to the Discord. Hello, Radical Defect and Tony and Percy, of course, and Giant Reggie and Malik Halo and Ice Dilbert and Slider 64 and Gecko Kitsune and Burn and Cheese and Drake and RLM and paging Do Michaels to let him know that there's a Discord video. Oh, an Austin video, and you already know. Okay. All right, what am I doing? Yeah, first,
I think it was because it was KCD2 related.
Yes. There is a new Austin video where he searches in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 for the source of a fountain's water in the town. And he doesn't need me to plug the episode, but there's the plug, and go watch it. And it was great. I actually really liked that episode because, to me, at least a little bit, it felt slightly related to his old Eggbusters videos, where it was like there's a mystery and we don't know the answer, and is there going to be an actual solution to, or a answer to the mystery? So I was very excited for that, and I liked that aspect of it. I will not tell you what the answer is, but go watch it. Another banger from us. And
if you played the game, you might feel how I felt, where every time I passed that fountain, Henry says something, and I was like, why does he keep saying something? And we at least get the answer to that, which I thought was really interesting.
it is
I was happy to see all that.
Very interesting video. And yes, I also, even though I haven't played the game, hearing about that guy and the guy in the game and Austin's impetus for starting out this search, yes, it was a very satisfying video, beginning to end, with the mystery that's explored. Radical Defect says, you know what I did this week? I bought an old Famicom games and means to connect it to my modern TV. It was not cheap. Yeah, I would imagine that's the case. I've only ever seen a Famicom. I have never played a Famicom. I mean, I have an NES, but I've never actually held a Famicom controller. Maybe one day. All right, what do we got this week? Before I get into regular news, I would like to say a thank you to Grant Kirkhope. And if you don't know, Grant Kirkhope is the composer on a whole bunch of games, including Banjo-Kazooie. And there is a top story we'll get to this week that I will share later. And it was related to Banjo-Kazooie. And Grant Kirkhope, I don't know if somebody pointed him to our post or he just reads. I know he follows GoNintendo. So I don't know if he got it on his own or somebody pointed him to it, but he saw our post about this news that I'll share later, and he went on his personal Instagram and shared it with everybody there. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. I know I've talked about interactions with Grant Kirkhope before. Hey, Red Souza, but still blows my mind. I said to Mom Brain when it happened, I was like, if young RMC could just see what's happening now, where the composer...
When you told me that, we were at Costco on a Friday night. Walking, and I was like, are you talking about like the whole picture? Like you, me at Costco on a Friday night? And
yes, it's all related. Just, if I could tell my younger self, you're going to not only run a Nintendo site, but people who are involved in making some of your favorite games are going to interact with you and follow you. It's mind blowing. So thank you to Mr. Kirkhope. We will share. Hey, Burn Cheese, we'll share that story later. But now let us get to the Patreon. Mom Brain, did you know? Oh no, something else before we get to the Patreon, real quick. Last week I put out the call and I said, where should we send our money to combat the $4 that Elon Musk is getting? Because we don't like that. And I'm going to do an overall thing and say, overall, the vast majority of responses were people saying they would like it to go to some LGBTQIA plus support, which, at the start of June is also great. So Mom Brain, I am turning it over to you to find what you think will be the best place to donate our funds to, and we will share it next week. Okay, you don't have to do it right now. Just okay. She's very excited right now, but that's the answer. Hey, Backseat Studio. So thank you very much for sending in your responses to that. I appreciate it.
I was thinking maybe Glisten championing LGBTQ plus issues in K-12 education.
Excuse me.
Maybe.
This is why I didn't want to tell you during the show, because I know this is all you're going to be doing.
Okay.
So, so thank you again. All right, now Patreon. Mom Brain, did you know you can join the GoNintendo Patreon
for $1?
For $1. Last week we did the podcast on Friday, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so we didn't get a chance. I talked about this on Patreon, and I was like, did I not talk about this on the podcast? I guess we didn't. We saw The Mandalorian and Grogu. We didn't talk about that.
You were one Patreon short because of when you recorded it.
So Mom Brain and I saw The Mandalorian and Grogu, and I will let Mom Brain talk about it first.
Well, okay.
No spoiler. Well, let's try and avoid spoilers.
First of all, the music, the soundtrack, fantastic. fan-freaking-tastic.
It is really good. Done by the guy who did the theme to The Mandalorian. He did all the original score. My understanding is he did all the original score for this film.
Second, you know, I didn't go into it like super stoked. I really enjoyed the show, but there's a part of me that was like, is Grogu like just overdone? Have we seen like so much? Everything was, Baby Yoda, Grogu. But they definitely found a way to make me fall in love with him again because he's so adorable. Best part of the entire film, I would argue, is the Anzellans, the little Muppet characters. And
Babu Freak is an Anzellan, if you're wondering.
Yeah.
So anybody that looks like Babu Freak.
Noah Squeezy!
Bad baby.
Horrible baby. There's a part in the movie that I like leaned over and said to Rami, like, I don't think I can take any more of this.
In a good way.
Because it's just so like
Mom Brain was reacting so loudly in the theater, which I don't mind, that like it was very obvious that she was being tickled by the Anzellans being on screen. So
because right, they've got
Hey,
they're
Planet
like
Rocker,
they're
good
like
to see you.
Rizzo, right? They're like small Muppets or like Pepe the Prawn. Like there's
Yeah.
just something about their smallness and then the way that they like
hey, Slider.
move. And there's a part where they're in like a ship and the ship is little.
What's amazing the amount, like you don't think like, oh, look at these puppets, they're funny. Like you're thinking, like even though it's clear that they're puppets,
Yes.
you don't see them like that. They've got so much personality.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't see the movie, but I know who Babu Freak is, and I liked him immediately. It was like one of the highlights of that one
Yeah.
film. So
Well, you get Babu Freak and the gang in this one, and they're there for a decent amount.
it's the
so.
actual Babu Freak, or
I
it's
don't
just
think
his
Babu Freak
people?
is in it.
Call me racist. They all look the same to me. I don't know if Babu Freak is actually one of them, but they all sound and look like Babu Freak.
The fact that they all have the same personality, who knows?
It's true. They don't really have different personalities. So.
My God,
but
they
anyway.
were great. They were great. So I definitely liked the movie more than I thought I was going to. I'm not going to call it like a summer blockbuster or anything of the sort, but it was a really good story. And I actually kind of felt like we got like several stories in the movie.
I don't know that I've ever seen a movie where it very
like act
clearly
one,
feels
act
like
two,
yes,
act three,
exactly.
like-
That's exactly right. Like you get like
but it wasn't jarring.
you get like your 40-minute here, your 40-minute next thing, and your 40-minute wrap up. But it
you
like
could have had credits after each act because it was like an episode of the show, kind of. Or...
No, because like it all is tied together. Like it could have been told in a season, certainly, but it was just very. When we went to the second act, I was like, "Oh, are we done with that other part now?" But then as
Yeah.
it goes on, you're like, "Oh, it's not done. There's more to that." But yes,
Yeah.
you could very clearly separate the movie into 3 parts. But I kind of liked that feel of it.
Yeah, I agree. So, and there were parts that I was like, this is actual like practical effects. This is not
A lot of it is practical.
Yeah, which I love. Like there's just that, and I think that's part of what makes the Anzellans and like the Muppet puppets so great because it's human, right? It's
Well-
like people are
Well, that's what I was saying to do. They did this. They have done this in other Star Wars things, and they've done it in the Mandalorian TV show. They will sometimes animate CG stuff to make it look like it is practical.
I
so
saw
like
Werner Herzog was like, I saw a TikTok where he like was like bullying the director by saying like, you absolutely cannot use CG Grogu.
Oh yeah.
Like no, like that's terrible, which I love.
But again, there are things in the movie that are CG, but they're animated and lit like they are practical. So they move like a little bit herky jerky and like not realistic. And I think that's a cool idea to do for CG because if people are like, I don't like CG, then give them something that is CG but looks like a practical effect, and then it's at least a bridging of the gap a little bit. So I'd be interested to see like because there's AT-ATs that are in the movies or chicken walkers that are some of them are practical and some of them are not, and I'd be curious to see how many people know like when they're looking at the practical versus the not practical or the CG. So, but anyway,
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, Rami, do you have anything you want to add?
I really liked it. I came away. I love Star Wars. I will support Star Wars forever. Star Wars is like Sonic for me. I may not love all of Sonic's games, but when Sonic has a new game, I will be there to check it out. So with Star Wars, I like Star Wars more than I like Sonic overall. I feel most Star Wars stuff has been for me better than Sonic stuff, but it's still hit and miss. So I like The Mandalorian, the TV show. I was excited for the movie, but not like crazy excited. But of course, I'm going to go see it. And I ended up being more pleased with it than I thought I would be. I really did enjoy it. It had such a unique vibe to it for Star Wars. Like there, a lot of the movie is just Grogu and Mando like hanging out, which is exactly what I want. Like, and sure, they're on their way to set pieces and stuff like that, but you get a lot of like quieter, like not action filled moments. There's lots of conversations with other characters. I really like. I've seen a lot of discourse about Jeremy Allen White's character, the Hutt, the whatever his name is, but he plays one of the Hutts.
You're
This-
the only person I've only read comments, which is obviously going to be negative, but like you're the only one I've heard from that enjoyed his performance.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked that people are so hit or miss with his performance because I feel like part of the problem is, and this may be a generalization that is wrong, I feel like part of the problem is a lot of people or the average person that sees a Star Wars movie doesn't understand nuance in a performance. They expect or understand like grandiose, like it'd be like saying, it'd be like saying, Mando, what's his name?
Pedro Pascal.
It'd be like saying Pedro Pascal's performance is bad. Because like Pedro Pascal is talking in a very specific way as the Mandalorian to dictate like the type of character it is and like his beliefs and his operations and his whole like he has a very stilted way of talking, a very monotone way of talking. And that's what Jeremy Allen White is kind of doing with this Jabba or whatever, the Hutt character. But like it's because of like he is so measured in trying to not be like his family. Like he stresses it multiple times. I am not my family. I am not like my father. I am not like he's not the loud, angry, mean brute that his dad is. He's reserved and withdrawn and like very sensitive. And in the character, his voice acting to me portrayed someone that was like didn't really know how to interact with people and was very hurt. And you're like, oh, this guy is in pain and he's trying not to show how much pain he's in. I really liked his performance, but yes, a lot of people are like, he's so flat or monotone and I'm like, I feel like you're misreading the character here, but you know, nobody's right. Nobody's wrong. I and Mom Brain will back me up. Hopefully she remembers when we left the theater, I said to her, I really liked his performance there. I thought it was really good. Because I felt it was nuanced and it was telling the story of the character when you get some backstory of the character, but you don't get like a very deep dive into it. But when based on what you're informed of with the character and what he goes through, and then his performance for it, you're like, man, this Hutt's hurting. So
well,
I liked it.
Not every voice actor can be as good as Martin Scorsese.
No,
sorry to bring that up.
No,
I
mean, now if you want, he's not a bad voice actor in the movie, but it's him being him, but it's him being him. That's it. He's the restaurant owner, the little cart that Mando goes to.
Yeah.
It's him being him with a little bit. He's like cranking up his accent, his real life accent a little bit more. And like, that's what it is. And it's fine. And it's not bad, but yeah, it's like, if you're going to complain about voice acting, here's complain about this guy. But anyway. Yeah, I liked the movie. The soundtrack was amazing. Like Mom Brain said, I really, really was impressed with the soundtrack. The whole movie has a vibe to it that I really appreciate. And I don't feel like I've ever gotten in anything Star Wars ever. It's just got some kind of vibe to it that felt like, I don't want to say cozy, but kind of cozy. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because it's like sweet, right? Like Mando's this like big,
yes,
scary, dangerous bounty hunter, and he's got Grogu, like,
who brings out his heart of gold.
Yeah,
and I think there's something also that's like speaks to like who Mando is. Maybe it's because Daddy Pedro's in there, and I just feel that way.
Well,
but
sometimes I mean it's two other guys, and they got acting.
no, it's not, and we're not.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I must be wrong.
No.
Uninformed.
But it's not like like cloying. Like it's not syrupy. Their relationship is he's just like it's the right thing to do to take care of this guy, but he doesn't like infantilize him either.
And
I know he's a
again-
puppet and right, but like there's just it's like he's a child, but he's not.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, I really liked it. And my one complaint with the movie as it was going on was that I wanted more Grogu, but then as you go into the movie, there's a section that's like 20 minutes. That's basically all Grogu. And at first I was like, oh, is this going to be too much Grogu? And like after the first minute, I was like, no, I like this. And then after that segment ended, I was like, man, that was really nice. I really like it's like a little mini adventure of just Grogu throughout the movie. I was like, this is really good. I like this a lot.
It was really
'Cause there's
it was
not a
hard
lot-
on my heart. It really was.
Yes, there's not a lot of talking. There is one character that comes into it that talks eventually, but most of it is like whimsical Star Wars music with Grogu running around and doing stuff. I don't want to say why all this is happening, but it's a lot of Grogu and music and so you're getting like the real Muppet experience of a little practical puppet running around on set and doing things, and the listful flutes of Star Wars and all that stuff, and that's what's going on while they're out in the woods. And I was like, I really like this. It's really good. So yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. Not my favorite Star Wars everything ever, but I would easily put it up in the top somewhere. It was just it's exactly what it gave me everything that I like about The Mandalorian, plus a little bit more. So I really enjoyed it. I had a great time with it. So I wrote about that.
Now, you love Star Wars and you always see Star Wars stuff, but there are Star Wars things, including a movie that you haven't seen. Is there a reason?
I've not seen Solo. Yes, because I have a lot of problems with prequels. I'm just never interested in a prequel to begin with in anything ever. And there are prequels that I've seen or played where I'm like, oh, that was really good. But at first I'm like, I just don't care. I don't care about what happened before because we know what happens after.
Right.
And then on top of that, I was just like, I don't like the idea of using a whole new actor to be Han Solo. Like I get that I like that they're doing that instead of a CG character, but I was like, it just feels wrong to me. I was like, feel like I'll watch this at home, and then I just never watched it because like after it came out, people were like, I was like, and then I was like, not really at the top of my list of things to watch, but I'll get around to it. It's just like Rogue One. That's the name of the movie, right?
Yeah.
I didn't see that in theaters because I'm like, it's a prequel. I don't care. I know what happens after. Like it's whatever. And then so many people were like, you got to see it. It's great. It's one of the best Star Wars things. So eventually I did watch it. And I was like, it's really good, really good. But no one has done that for Solo, so I'm like,
yeah, I think people are. It's like with the prequels, people are finally being like, Solo was actually pretty good, guys. You know, like now, but like, I didn't love it, and it just comes off. It's like when they were writing it, it was like, let's take everything Han Solo ever referenced and put that into his prequel movie. It's like, let's make him a character. Like, it doesn't have to be about the Kessel Run and about all these things like that he had mentioned in the earlier movies, like let's give him some personality, but they don't really do that.
Well, they had the chance and they blew it because I know that movie didn't do all that well. So it is what it is. But
We also saw another movie last weekend.
I guess we didn't talk about that, but I didn't write about it on Patreon.
No.
Do you want to talk about it very quickly? Go ahead. Sure. It's all you. I'll throw in maybe a couple things here and
there. We also saw Sheep Detectives. Which was disappointing.
Hey, William.
For me. I was anticipating it to be better than it was. It wasn't bad. Now, I will also tell you that they really got me because there is, and this is not a spoiler, there was a big reference to Return to Oz, which is one of my favorite movies. So that really got me. But it was lovely. It was touching, but I couldn't help but feel like it was trying to be Paddington and failing miserably at it, right? Like
If
It
you're
was-
gonna aim for if you're gonna swing on the king, you best not miss. And they missed.
And I don't think they were trying to be Paddington, right? Like I don't think that was their goal. It just feels like, my God, like
The movie's gonna be compared to Paddington no matter what. It's inescapable. Like
Yeah.
it's got a similar vibe, and it's about animals, and like it's gonna happen. Like
there was some really cute thing, right? It wasn't bad. We did not need to see it in the theater. And I was just like a little disappointed. Now my mother is big, like into like sheep. She's big into fiber, right? She spins her own yarn.
Yes.
Her friend has sheep. The breed is called Florida Crackers. I kid you not. And apparently they're endangered. So, there she is. So my mother and I were talking about it. My mother adored it, but I think that movie is kind of right up her alley. So,
Hey, Blood Ocean.
I would a chicken. I would say if you're on the fence about seeing it in the theater, probably you don't need to. It might be nicer to watch at home. I feel like that's a movie you watch on an airplane. I don't know why. It's lovely.
Boy,
It passes the
that's
time.
the most biting comment you've made about
I
it.
don't mean it in a bad
Um,
way.
was Hugh Jackman only in it for the first 10 minutes? No, he's in it for like the first 15, but then there's flashbacks with him too. You see more of him.
I mean,
And then there's, well, I don't want to
don't
say
get
that.
me wrong.
You see more than we saw more Hugh Jackman than I thought we would get out of a whole movie, but it is true. He's not in it a ton.
I cried. I mean, it got me a little.
I cried everything. I did not cry at this movie.
Yeah.
I got a little watery eyed at one scene, but it did not, there were no tears rolling.
And we were in a small, disgusting theater. But I could hear someone crying in the back of the theater, like
Theater's so gross.
like bad, and then that made it worse for me because when I cry, right, like I mean everybody, I'm sure, like when I cry like that, it's hard to be quiet about it, and you're in a movie theater and you don't want to like disturb people, but when I cry, it's like a loud thing, and when I heard her do it, I was like, all right, we can let her rip, we're good.
So for me, the movie was whatever.
Rami did tear up watching The Mandalorian, and
Oh yes, I cried at the Mandalorian and Grogu. Yeah.
it was
What?
It was one particular part. I don't want to say
Yes,
what it was.
it
'cause
it was during the Grogu only section for the most part. It was at the end of it. And see, that's what I was thinking about because we're talking about the Sheep Detective and how I didn't cry, but I cried at Mandalorian and Grogu because Mandalorian and Grogu earned it because those two have a relationship that I care about. In this movie, I feel like it didn't earn tears for me at all, minus the one part where we won't talk about. But again, I didn't even cry because I was like, I knew this was going to happen and I don't care. Whereas in like Mandalorian and Grogu, I knew the outcome was going to happen, but I care about the characters enough to still get emotional. And I did not get that in The Sheep Detectives. I don't think it's a bad movie, but it was a 5.5 out of me. I didn't think it was funny. I didn't think it was emotional. I didn't think the story was all that great. The voice actors do a phenomenal job. Everybody that's in it, honestly, that is voicing one of the sheep or other animals are great. Like Julie Louis-Dreyfus is great, and Patrick Stewart is great.
Bella Ramsey did a good job.
Again, I can't remember his name. The guy from Ted Lasso.
Oh, I don't know his real name, but it was Roy Kent.
Roy
right?
Kent is great.
And one of the other guys,
God, why can't we think of his name?
Yep, him.
Malcolm in the Middle, man.
Oh,
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston is fantastic.
Somebody else, wasn't it?
This is a you thing.
Never mind.
Go look up the list of people. But anyway, yes.
Bryan Cranston's he's a great actor, but he's a good voice actor. He's really good in Isle of Dogs. Have you seen Isle of Dogs?
I have not. I know of it, but I have not seen it. Yes, he is. Hey,
Rhys
Drake.
Darby.
Rhys Darby's great.
I mean, he's hardly in it. He has, I'm going to say, maybe
that's a bummer.
5 lines.
And Chris O'Dowd did a nice job too.
But Rhys Darby plays a stupid character, of course.
Yeah, of course.
But yes, for the very, very, very little you hear him, he's enjoyable. But really, he is only comedic relief. That is it. And he'll
Figures.
throw in a quip every now and again. Really, there's like nothing to his.
You know who also did a good job was the guy from he wasn't a voice actor, he was an actor.
Hey, Roth.
The guy from Game of Thrones. The Conleth Hill, is it? Conleth Hill? That guy who played the butcher named Ham.
I feel like he's hardly in it too.
But he was funny. Like there were a couple things he did that even you laughed at. where he's a
Oh,
butcher and he was like, I bet he's a vegetarian.
Yes, yes.
Conleth Hill. Is that was he?
I'm terrible with that stuff. So
Oh, okay. Varys.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he's great.
we are talking about the sheep detectives, but now we are done talking about the sheep detectives. So yeah, disappointing. But anyway, what else did I write about? I wrote about, this is for people at the table, a non-topic. For people that are listening, probably very surprising. I wrote about the amazing digital circus. Now, as you guys know, I am a big fan of animation. I like all kinds of animation. It doesn't matter who's making it or where it comes from or what it's about. I just appreciate the art form of animation in general. Did I know about the amazing digital circus? Yes, I did. Did I ever watch it? No. Why? I don't know, really. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that. It was always something I knew about and wanted to check out and just never did. Then the announcement of the amazing digital circus finale came out, and I heard that it was going to be in theaters, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. I was like, awesome, good for them that the finale is jumping to theaters. And I knew the series was ginormous. Like I know it's mega popular. So I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That's really cool. And I was like, man, in the theaters. I was like, I should watch that. And I was like, let me see how many episodes there are. And there are 8. 8? There are 8. And they're like 22 minutes, and I think the longest one, or they're like 24 minutes. I think the longest one was like 32 or something like that. And I was like, I could do that on the treadmill, because usually I'll watch whatever anime is on my slate for the week or whatever live action show is on my slate. And then on the treadmill, I'll usually have like 20 minutes, give or take, to watch something. And if I've cleared out my list of things and I can fit in something that's roughly 20 minutes, and I'm like, okay, I can do that. So I've been watching an episode a day. I finished The Amazing Digital Circus just last night. I watched the latest episode, and I really like it. I would like to go see the finale in the theaters. I found out, Mom Brain, the finale is episode 8 and the final episode. So it's like an hour and a half, because the final episode is an hour, which is a first for the series, but it also shows episode 8. So it's kind of like Jujutsu Kaisen or something like that. But if you wanted to watch before the finale, that's you could just watch up to episode 7. But anyway, I watched it and I really liked it. I can see why it's so popular. It's very interesting, and I like the things that it does. For those who don't know, The Amazing Digital Circus is about real life people that get sucked into this circus, basically this virtual playground, and they don't know why they're there, and they don't know how they got there, and they don't know how to get out. And it's all run by like this ringmaster that is crazy but seems nice. And he like makes adventures for them to go on. And the show is introduced through a character who just gets, or a person who just gets sucked into this world for the first time. So you learn about the Amazing Digital Circus through her, and she's trying to understand what the hell's going on. And there's other people there, and she's learning about, the people that are there that have been there for a very long time and they haven't been able to get out. And obviously there's something more to this place than is let on. And you see that as the show continues, but it's about them, or the main character basically, Pomni, trying to find out like what the hell's going on, what is this thing, and how the hell do we get out of here. So nobody in there looks like themselves. They all look like weird cartoon characters. Like Pomni's a jester, and somebody else is a king from chess, and another one is like this big tall rabbit, and like everybody looks completely weird, and you get into why that is, blah 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 blah. But watched it, really liked it. Feel very embarrassed that it took me this long to get into, because it's been around for like 2+ years, but whatever. The stars aligned and I checked it out, and I'm glad I did. So if the finale will also be on YouTube and Netflix, but a couple weeks later, I think it has a 2-week theatrical run, and then it will be streaming. So you can also get it that way. Obviously, you'll have to dodge spoilers if you're a fan and you don't want to go to the theater, or you can't, but you'll be able to watch it at home as well. So check it out. Very interesting, very fun. Really liked it. I also wrote about the horror game renaissance. Horror's been on my mind a lot lately, just because there's big horror movies like Obsession and Backrooms, and there's another one I can't remember the name of. But with games, we're seeing a horror renaissance as well, and it started with Five Nights at Freddy's, which I haven't played, but that's the success of that game paved the way for so many other franchises like Poppy Playtime and Bendy and the Ink Machine and Amanda the Adventurer and other stuff. Like, they're all very popular, and a lot of people are into them. And I'm like, man, all of that has passed me by, and I would like to get into that stuff. Stu and I are both big horror fans, and we talk about horror stuff pretty often. And I'm like, I feel like such a sham that I really like horror, but I've never played any of these big horror games, and they're having like a moment. And Iron Lung, yes, Roth, you're right. Tony says real life is a horror game. I agree with that too. But yeah, it's just like how like horror
It's
has
not a
really
game.
taken off in the world of video games, and I feel like I need to like make a point to get into it, because there's so many interesting ideas out there that are, again, super popular that I just haven't had the chance or time to jump in on. So I want to change that. I also wrote about X-Men 97 Season 2. Did you see that trailer, too?
Yeah.
Coming out July 1st, and I'm very excited because recently I was like, when are we going to get that second season? We haven't heard anything about it. And then out of nowhere, we got a trailer and it says it's coming out July 1st. So that's not far off at all. So I'm very excited. The trailer looked great. I'm excited. The first season was so good.
Yeah, it was really great.
So good. So hopes are very high for the second season. And I'd like to imagine that they will be able to offer up a second season that's just as good as the first. We will see. But I liked what I saw in the trailer.
You might know better than I. Didn't they get rid of the showrunner from the previous season? Didn't they switch up somebody big behind the scenes?
Somebody big was, yes. We still don't know all the specifics of what happened and why they got rid of the guy. There's more to the story than we know. But yes, I don't remember what his position was, but it was somebody notable. But my understanding was, while dialogue and all that may not have been planned out, and I don't know how much he was involved with dialogue, like the storyline had already been, like they already knew what they were doing for all of this. So like all that was more or less locked in. So worries about like him not being involved in the second season and maybe the second season not being as good, I don't think there's too much to that. But obviously, if the second season comes out and isn't as good, people will be like, it's because that guy's gone. So
right,
who the hell knows? But yeah, I don't know. We don't know exactly what happened there. Why? My understanding is, from what I read, it had something to do with like some off-color statements from him that Disney was like, nah, we don't want any of that. But again, who knows? Disney's a big machine, and if they want to smear somebody, I'm sure they can. And maybe that's not the full story, but
yeah.
Whatever the story is, he's gone, and we'll see how much it does or doesn't. Well, we'll never know. We'll never know if it impacted the second season, because even if the second season comes out and it's terrible, doesn't mean that it's terrible because that guy wasn't there. But if the season's good, we won't know. We won't. Maybe years down the line, we'll find out more. But all I know is I saw the trailer. I really liked the trailer, and I will be there for the second season because the first season was so fantastic. I wrote about Picto Nico, which I'm not going to talk about now because I'll talk about it later during the What I Played section. Pico Nico, God damn it, Picto Nico is the new mobile game from Nintendo. That's basically WarioWare. Hello, Darmani. Darmani says sexual harassment mentioned with Bo DeMaio, that guy. So there you go. Some sort of sexual harassment stuff, perhaps.
Usually is.
But yes, I'll talk more about Nintendo's new mobile game later because I played it a lot. And finally, I talked about Normal Golf Game, which Nintendo brought to my attention. Normal Golf Game is made by the creator of Fruit Ninja. So somebody has got plenty of bank, but they still like making games. So this is a game that's kind of like Bennett Foddy's Getting Over It or QWOP, whereas it takes the...
My lord! No. That's the guy in the cauldron?
Yes. This is... so the game makes it very hard to hit a golf swing and have it be good. So the fun is in like how much the controls mess with you. But also on top of that, it seems like there's all kinds of like craziness and weirdness going on in the game. Like it's obviously not a normal golf game for a whole bunch of reasons. So there's mystery and weirdness and quirky stuff and odd controls and everything, just go check out the trailer for Normal Golf Game. Right now, it's only for PC, but it looks great. I'm all about it. I can't wait to try it because I love games that have mysteries and secrets, and I love games that are silly, and I love games that take what are more often than not simple mechanics and makes them unique in how you control them. So I'm all about this. Also, the game is polygonal, but the character in the game, the golfer, is a real life person. It is like actual footage of a real person. So when you're walking through the environment, you see a real person's hands, and you see like a real person standing in the environment, swinging the club and everything. So I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff too.
Is it Lee Carvello?
No. I've selected no. But yeah, check out the trailer. It looks really good. Coming out on PC later this year. And that's the Patreon, people. So without further ado,
Very cool.
let us get to news. Oh, the dam is breaking, people. We are getting to the 8,000 presentations from every goddamn company under the sun. We had some of them this week, but the
Do you know what I hate?
cake farts.
No. I hate that like I'm finally at a place in my career where I could like take time off and not feel bad. And I have enough time that I could take it, and you don't go to E3 anymore. Because I would have loved to be able to do that.
Oh, because you want to go with me to E3.
Yeah, it's like great, right? We'd travel together. You go do your work. I go do whatever I want.
I mean, great for one person, sure.
Well, look, we remember what happened when you brought me along, and I
never
tried
forget
to
it.
take care of the site for you, and I did the very best I could, but
You
I
did the
failed.
very best you
As our
could.
friend Morrissey says, I tried and I failed.
Since you brought it up, you did the very best you could. And by that, you mean you did not post a single story. The only posted story you did was one I had already done.
But let me tell you how long
So
it
I-
took and how hard I tried.
I came back from wherever I was, and I was like, what happened? What? Nothing's done. And you're like, no, I did this one. I was like, I've already done this one. It was
Now,
It was bad.
in my defense, I can't imagine you trying to do my job and being successful. Although you did
those
get
kids
to
would be
see,
dead.
you did get to see me a little bit yesterday. We ran into one of my students.
I get to see you with your kids all the time because they're everywhere in the world. They are all over the place.
but you got to see me with one of my favorite students yesterday,
Okay.
and it was lovely.
Agree to disagree. I don't like hanging out with. The kid was fine.
The kid's great.
The parents were nice. I like
Parents
the
were
parents.
very
yeah.
nice. Kid's a big D&D fan. Was wearing a D20 shirt that said "That's how I roll."
Mom brain won't even
Nice.
let me like be on my own, like in my brain dealing with what I'm dealing with. She'll always out me in front of the parents or the kids and be like, "Oh, he doesn't like kids. Oh, he doesn't know how to act around kids." And I'm like, "Why are you gonna throw me under the bus like that? You did it
Yeah.
again yesterday."
They're gonna figure that out themselves if we keep
Thank
standing
you.
here for a few minutes.
Exactly. If you just let me be me, it will come out. But you have to put it up front. I'm like, why does she do that? Why do you do that?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
So that if you bite one of the kids, it's not you're not liable. Because it's like
Oh,
I
is
told
that
you,
why?
I told you, he doesn't like the children.
And it was very funny because we were talking about summer camp, and they have at the summer camp near us, they have yurts. And the kid's little sister was like, and the yurts have air conditioning, but it's only for the counselors' yurts. And we were like, I was like, are you for real? Only the counselor yurts have air conditioning? And they were like, yeah. I'm like, and the student that I had told me the other day that he was going to unionize his friends at recess. So you can see where we really get
Nice.
along. And I told his parents and whatever. And we were all like, you know what? This year, AC for everybody, occupy the yurt. And he was like, that's it. We're all going into the air conditioned yurt. And I was like, that's right. You can tell them I sent you.
Sorry, I was looking up something for another story. But anyway, so get ready because this week's going to be a whole bunch of presentations, and next week's going to be a whole bunch as well. And I'm not excited about it. And of course, we don't know officially if there's going to be a Nintendo Direct, but there will probably be one. So it's going to be so bad. It's going to be so bad. This late May, June sucks now that E3's gone. Sucks for me, but Everybody doesn't need to have their own presentation. I'm sorry. Everybody can and they are allowed to, but everybody doesn't need to do their own presentation. Just because you're a website doesn't mean you need to have a presentation where you show off a whole bunch of games. That's my personal opinion. If you want to do it, go right ahead. But when we have like literally 50 to 60 different presentations within a month's time frame, it all becomes a bunch of nothing and noise that people don't pay attention to the bulk of anyway. But moving on. If you are a Switch Online member, you now have a new game to play at no additional cost. The latest Switch Online free game trial is Ball Pit, which is available for Switch or Switch 2 players. Do played Ball Pit and really enjoyed it. I played Ball Pit and really enjoyed it. It's a great game to try out because it's one of those games where you can. So this runs until the 6th, June 6th. It's a great game because it's got a ton of replay and there's a ton of stuff to do. So you'll be able to sink your teeth into it, and then it'd be a great time to pick up the game when it launches or when the free trial's over. And your save data will continue over into the full game. So really check it out if you haven't played this one. It's a really, really enjoyable experience. So that's your Switch Online free game trial. Enjoy that. Speaking of free and costs and money and all that, dude, did you catch the news of the Steam Deck price being upped?
I think I saw something about that. Yeah.
So Steam Deck, Steam or Valve announced that they have to increase the price of the Steam Deck because of market conditions and all that, just like Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft have all done. And of course, when Nintendo does it, there's a whole bunch of anger because it's Nintendo. And again, I want to stress this hasn't happened yet in North America. It will in September. The price of the Switch 2 will be going up by $50. And I'm not saying you were wrong, but you were giving pushback on like, I don't believe Nintendo, is losing money on the system and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. So, of course, that's, the internet hates Nintendo. So that's what it was saying and all that. And then Valve announced the Steam Deck price rising. And the 512 gig model is going up to $789. And the 1 terabyte version is going up to $949. So we're talking about roughly a 50% increase.
Oh, my God.
And
wow.
The internet, and one of the only times I can ever think of seeing this, has made a whole bunch of memes where they're saying, basically, we're very sorry, Nintendo. We should not have complained because Nintendo does a $50 increase and pitchforks come out. And now Valve is like, now you got to spend $300 more. And people are like, whoa, wait a minute here. So because things got so much worse for Valve, Nintendo's actually being praised a little bit. So that was nice to see. The price raising, no matter what, sucks across the board. But yes, $50 versus $300, a little bit of a difference there. So.
You're saying that Nintendo's getting called a good girl? A little bit of a little praise kink Nintendo's got?
No, that's you.
Oh. No,
Go ahead. You're outing yourself right now.
I don't have that.
You're the one that brought it up.
Well, because it's like a thing. You talked about praise.
All right.
Yeah, Anyway,
Here come the fanfics.
yeah, exactly. I was talking about Grant Kirkhope earlier. And Banjo-Kazooie. He's the composer on Banjo-Kazooie. Well, let me tell you about the story that just popped up. There was an official Xbox website put up by Microsoft called the Xbox Player's Voice site. So Microsoft is really trying to turn things around for the next Xbox. Their new head of whatever, I don't know what her name is, I don't remember, but it seems like she is actually doing a decent job. She's made a number of decisions and statements that fans are like, okay, yeah, I like this. Or at least saying like, clearly she's trying and she's listening to the fans. So they put together the Xbox Player's Voice site where Xbox fans could visit and share their opinions on Xbox as a brand, the future of Xbox, and what they want, blah, 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 blah. Well, our friends over at GameFile, Stephen Totillo, did a little research on the Xbox Player's Voice website to find out what do Xbox players want. Now, I would think Xbox players were like, I want Halo. I want Gears of War. I want Forza. All the stuff they already get. And maybe they do want that stuff, but that doesn't matter because more than any other game or game franchise mentioned on the official Xbox, whatever this site is, fans requested Banjo-Kazooie. They want Banjo. That is literally the first game/franchise that made it onto the website. So there's other things mentioned by Xbox fans before that. They're saying like, I don't know, I want the best graphics or whatever for the next system. But when it comes to the first game mentioned, Banjo-Kazooie was the one requested above all others. So
So what did you log in like 2,000 times and
so
say Banjo?
I'm hopeful Microsoft sees that and it's like, maybe we should actually do that. And yes, I know Rare is not Rare like it used to be. Most of Rare is at Playtonic now. So Rare does exist just as Playtonic. But even then, Playtonic doesn't have all the staffers that were around when Banjo-Kazooie was made. But if you were going to do a new Banjo-Kazooie, I would say talk to Playtonic and have some of those people or have Playtonic involved. And maybe you could woo back some of the other developers. I don't think it should just be the Rare of today making Banjo-Kazooie. I don't know if that would work, but I don't think that would work.
I mean, at this point, you better just hope they make a new game anyway. Like, because they're not.
It's gonna be what Slider says. Slider says Banjo-Kazooie live service game in 2028. That's what they'll do. Anything to keep us from getting a new traditional 3D platformer Banjo-Kazooie. So we'll see what happens. But they open this website to get a snapshot of what really is important to Xbox fans and what they want. And when it is the number one most requested game, you would hope that would get some get something going behind the scenes, at least some like exploratory stuff going on. Hey, Ruffle, to see, could we actually do this, and could it end up being something worthy of the franchise? So we'll see. But good for you, Banjo-Kazooie fans. I'm very proud of you. I would have never guessed in a million years that would happen, but it did. So obviously, if that does happen, I would like it to come to Nintendo systems as well. And I don't know if Microsoft's still going to do that in the future, but fingers crossed. But I'll take it wherever I can get it. So we'll find out, and I'll be paying attention. But yes, Grant Kirkhope on his social media shared our post on his Instagram, and I was like, wow, that's really cool of him. And obviously, he is a fan of Banjo-Kazooie as well. So maybe the stars will align this time. I honestly don't know. Moving on, we have our new yearly update. I'm sure you already know this information because, of course, you do. But Pokemon Company has shared their newest details on sales and all that jazz. Please don't look at the story. We'll have you guys guess. Mombrain, I'll let you guess first.
All right.
Latest report from Pokemon Company where they update all their stats. How many games has Pokemon Company sold since its inception up to March 2026?
Like individual.
If it's a game and it has Pokemon in it, I'm looking for every unit sold of every Pokemon game ever.
1 billion.
1 billion.
With a B.
Oh, man. 500 million?
Mom Brain Price is Right rules. You're overdue. Did you look at the story?
No.
515 million is the correct answer. You were right
Well,
there.
I mean, you did say that I'm a resident
It's true.
Pokemon expert.
Okay,
Last year, we found out Pokemon games have been translated into 9 different languages. This time, it's 10. All right, dude, we'll start with you this time. Trading card game, Pokemon trading card game. How many cards has Pokemon Company produced since they started?
Cards.
Yes.
So not packs of cards, like cards
That is
inside
correct.
the packs.
How many cards?
Ooh, man. I mean, I'm so into this that I know about where it should be.
Okay.
Take it easy on me too, okay? Because I lost the last one.
We'll see. We'll see. That's why they call me I'm expert.
That's a sound.
1 billion cards.
Okay, Mombre.
2 billion cards.
2 billion cards. Well, Mom Brain, you win this time, but this time around, you guys are way, way lowballing it.
Thanks, Stu.
85 billion cards since they started printing.
He knew
That is a number that is
Oh my
10
God.
10 billion higher than last year.
Wow.
And it still wasn't enough. They printed 10 billion cards this year, and it was nowhere close to enough to meet the demand, which shows, again, just how big Pokemon Company is. Trading card game languages is now 16 different languages for those cards. Pokemon trading card game products are sold in over 90 countries. And the animated series has aired in over 190 countries and regions to date. So there you go. The global reach of the Pokemon Company. But really, the most interesting number there is the cards. 85 billion cards, 10 billion of that from March 2025 to 2026. And it was nowhere near enough to satiate demand. So I don't know what they're going to do. Let's see who has the most. This is, yes. Entropy says there is just so much yikes here. It's hard to yikes enough. No wonder Pokemon Company and Nintendo are protecting this IP like madmen. Yes, these numbers are insane.
It really is crazy.
They
I guess they can afford to only raise the price $50 with numbers like that.
This is Pokemon Company. This isn't Nintendo. Nintendo has part in this, but this is Pokemon Company. They steer that ship. But you know that. In other
I know nothing.
surprising news, it finally happened. No more asking, no more wondering, no more complaining. It has finally happened. The time is here. My time is now. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 was announced for Switch 2. It is happening. It is coming day and date with other systems. October 23rd, 2026, you will be able to play the newest Call of Duty on your Switch 2. It has cross-play with other versions. So this is a feature parody Call of Duty experience on Switch 2. Switch 2 players even get to enjoy mouse mode if they want to, which is not available on other systems. So
Call of Duty, bro.
Call of Duty, bro. Yes. Oh my God, Josh, it's your time. Finally, it's happening. You're going to be able to play the newest Call of Duty on your Switch 2.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
So
Just,
yeah,
like randomly was talking about Call of Duty during this story.
yeah. So hey Laxter. Yeah, I'm shocked that it finally happened. I also don't like it because I'm like, oh, now I gotta post about all this Call of Duty stuff because there's so much Call of Duty news all the time. I'm taking a measured approach. I'm not going to share like every little juicy detail because they're not all juicy, but I will give you all the like
Some
important
of the squeeze ain't worth the juice.
the important bits about it. But again, October 23rd, 2026, Switch 2, online, multiplayer, all that. Play with other systems. It's all there. So,
oh yeah.
I don't think I made it a top story, but Infinity Ward was like the porting process was super easy. Like they were impressed and no problems. Basically, they said it was smooth sailing. I think were the exact words that they used. So there you go. Also, this is the first Call of Duty to not be on PS4 or Xbox One XS. It's last generation is officially over for Activision now, even though it's gone on for so long. They're saying nope. If you want to play the new one, you got to get a Switch 2, an Xbox Series S or X, or a PS5. Those are or PC. Those are your options. So there you go. Austin McBucket says, "Oh snap! Here we go, and we get the newest one on the same day as everyone else. Amazing! Yes, this is how it should be. This is how it should have always been. But this is how it should be. This is what we want to see. Feature parity, online crossplay. All this is everything." At this point in time, sounds very good. Maybe we'll learn things as we get closer that aren't as good, but right now, it is literally the best we could hope for. So that's great.
Is this a Modern Warfare one?
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4.
Warfare.
Modern Warfare, yes. Okay, this is a great story. I really like this story. I like this story so much that poor Mom Brain had to hear it outside of the podcast. It's a story about Sega and Nintendo. So, as Do no doubt remembers Mom Brain as well, but Do was in it. back in the day, Nintendo and Sega were at each other's throats. They were the two competitors to one another.
And us Sega Genesis owners had our foot on your neck. But we had to lie to put it there.
That's right. That's right. I'll let you say, I mean, you're speaking the truth now. That's what matters. So, it was, Super Nintendo versus Genesis for a very, very, very long time. And that mentality, unfortunately, spawned where we are nowadays. And I wish it didn't happen back then, but it is what it is. Console tribalism is alive and well in 2026, and most definitely worse than it has ever been, which is horrifying, but that's the way it is. So back in the day, Sega and Nintendo at each other's throats for a very long time. Then we went into the N64 era, which brought in Sony, and Sega had the Saturn, and that just didn't do anything. But Sony with the PlayStation certainly asserted its dominance right out of the gate there in that era, and it helped them become the juggernaut that they are today. So like the real heyday of the console wars between Sega and Nintendo was the 16-bit era, and then
what's funny
Sega
is,
fell on rough times.
For those of us who lived through it, we look back and we're like, it went on forever. And I bet you it was like 4 years or something, really?
5 years. Yeah.
But that when you're like 12 years old, that's forever. That's like a quarter of your life.
So like the N64 era and the GameCube era, well, especially not the GameCube era, but the N64 era, it wasn't like Saturn versus N64. No, nobody was talking about that. It was all PlayStation all the time. But anyway, Sega, in 2001, Sega went on to do the Dreamcast, which I loved. I absolutely adored the Dreamcast, but it was too little. I don't want to say it was too little, too late, in a sense of Sega had lost the goodwill with their audience. It wasn't like the Dreamcast was too little in terms of what it could offer.
If the Saturn had been a success, do you think? I mean, that would have changed the entire history, because, like you said, Dreamcast actually was pretty darn good.
Yeah, I don't know what it sold in the long run, but clearly not enough. It did not sell enough. But Sega had too many strings of missteps. I don't want to call them failures, but they're pretty close. Like they had the Genesis, and the world was in their hand. And to be fair, the Super Nintendo and the Genesis ended up selling roughly the same. So for all the bluster during those days, that's where things came out. But Sega certainly in mind share came out ahead of Nintendo without a doubt. And Sega ended up ruining it because they were like, the Sega CD, oh, that didn't work well. The 32X, oh, that did way worse. The Saturn, oh my God, what are we doing? Okay, we got things right with the Dreamcast. And it was like, sorry, you've lost your audience by now.
Stinks.
So in 2001, Sega stepped away from hardware development, which was absolutely shocking. I will never forget reading that news and being blown away by it. As I've said many times on the podcast, I got a issue of Next Generation Gaming Magazine with Robotnik and Sonic on the front, and one of them had a stethoscope, and they were listening to the Dreamcast on like a gurney, and it was like, is the Dreamcast dead? I was like, dead? It just came out. What are you talking about? It was dead. So if anybody could find that cover, that would be great. I think it was Next Generation Magazine, which I think was called Next Gen, or maybe just Next. I don't remember.
Was it NGM or no?
Was it what?
NGM, or was it just Next? Maybe
they would have shortened it to NGN, Next Generation Magazine, later on or something like that. But anyway, January 31st, 2001, it was overdone. The Dreamcast was being discontinued, and Sega had announced they are going third party. So they started their journey of extending the olive branch to, well, not even really, just like going out to Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo to be like, hey guys, we're out of the hardware biz, but we'd love to put our games on your system. So they went to Microsoft, and Microsoft was ecstatic because Microsoft tried to buy Sega and it didn't go through. So they're like, yes, of course, your games are welcome here. My understanding is Sony was also very happy to have them on the platform, but Sony was a little bit like, as Sony can be, Sony was a little bit like, yeah, that's right. We're the ones sticking around and you're out. But they were also, very nice about it too. So, kind of Sony. Then there's Nintendo. This comes from Mike Fisher, former Sega executive Mike Fisher. He talked about the day that all this went down, and I will read his exact quote. This was an interview on Sega 16. That's a website. Mr. Fisher says, quote, I was there to basically put the Dreamcast to bed, but my real task was the shift of Sega over from first party to third party. A big part of that was rebuilding the relationships with Nintendo and PlayStation and then forging the relationship with Xbox. It was tough all around, and I think credit goes to both Sony and Nintendo. The sweetest thing was we brought the Sonic the Hedgehog mascot character up to Nintendo, and the Mario mascot character was there at the door of Nintendo of America and gave Sonic a hug and welcomed him in. I think Arakawa-san from Nintendo of America was there. I'm not going to lie. I got a little teary-eyed when I saw this happen.
Wait,
It
they
was really
dressed
sweet.
people up like mascots,
They
like at a
saw them as, like-
baseball game, and they
So
brought them to the meeting?
Sega was going around to the different companies to be like, we got to build a relationship, and they were bringing the Sonic mascot with them. So they didn't go to Nintendo first. I don't know which one they went to first, but probably Microsoft, because they didn't have a relationship at that time. So my guess is Nintendo probably heard that Sega's going around bringing the Sonic mascot with them. What's Sony going to do? Nothing. So they show up at Nintendo's headquarters, and Nintendo had someone in a Mario mascot that not only greeted them at the door, but went over and hugged the
I love
Sonic
that.
mascot. It's so good because it's great gift, Roth. So, you know, and you have to, I don't want to be that kind of Nintendo fan, but I'm going to be that kind of Nintendo fan. Nintendo didn't ever, I can't even think of when Nintendo took shots at Sega in their advertising. Nintendo was always very much like, our response will be showing our games and what our system can do. But Sega was punch after punch after punch in the marketing on Nintendo. So Nintendo for years went through all that. And then when Sega goes third party, Nintendo had every chance to be like, oh, look at what happened. But instead they were like, no, we're going to dress up in our Mario costume and hug the Sonic character.
Love that.
So
It's the
good.
greatest.
Hey, Joe Shabadoo, good to see you.
And the time period, you know, they didn't have anyone filming it and putting it on their social media. As much as I would love to see that moment, it's a story, it's a tale that we're hearing. It's a 20 something years later. Yeah. And it's just such it doesn't have to make you feel like amazing.
Yeah.
Like in your mind's eye, it's so much more powerful than if you were to see the actual footage, because I'm sure it's ridiculous.
I'm sure someone out there has pictures or video of it. Yeah, but they'll never be put online or anything like that. But yes, just the imagining it makes it its most beautiful form, but the seeing it would be like funny, but still it'd have some of the magic, but not as great as just envisioning it.
You know, and obviously in today's age, they'd post it and like the comments would just be like, screw this, screw that.
Exactly.
You know, or whatever. Oh, Sonic got cucked.
Yeah, you're right.
Or whatever.
Sorry, I was reading a Discord comment. No, you're right. Mario cucked Sonic. That would definitely, you're right. 100%.
So
all
is
that
that where that
conversation
animation of Mario and Sonic
That's
came
what happened
from,
after.
then?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's Mario hugged Sonic. It started there. They spent the day together, and they were like, you know, we got a lot more in common than we thought. And then you saw the animation. So, Master Link, thank you for joining in. I appreciate it.
Which one was the 32X, I wonder?
Oh, those are some things we'll never know, but we can imagine. So, yeah, I really love that story. Martin Stuff says, I read parts of this interview, and he had nothing but nice things to say about his time at Sega, except for Yuji Naka. He really doesn't like Yuji Naka one bit. Yes, I didn't make it a top story, but man, was I fascinated, because this guy Fisher really, as was said in the comments, doesn't like Yuji Naka.
I recognize Yuji Naka's name. Remind me?
He's the Sonic man. He's the guy who is most...
So this Genesis guy, Fisher, doesn't like the Sonic guy. Wow.
No, he's the guy that everyone pretty much points to as the Sonic the Hedgehog's creator, which is true and not true. He's the Sonic guy, or was the Sonic guy, without a doubt. Like, he did a whole bunch of Sonic stuff, but he did other games too, like Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg, which I didn't make this a top story, but I'm going to talk about it right now. But yes, this other guy, Fisher, made it very clear that he thinks Naka is a piece of trash, and Naka gets way too much credit for everything. Wow. Naka, I mean, the most recent thing Naka did was get that jail time for all the money, whatever that situation was.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, yes, insider trading. Thank you, Laxter. Yes, Naka, that is Yuji Naka, the one and only.
Wait, insider trading is not legal? I mean,
not in Japan.
Oh, okay. Just at the highest offices of the United States government.
So based on what Fisher's saying, it seems like Naka is not the best. So take that for what you will. But Fisher shared an amazing story about Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg, which yes, I do own, and it's downstairs right now. Came out on the GameCube. You were some kid that was dressed up like a rooster, and he rolled around eggs, and you hatched the eggs to get power ups and little animals to help you and everything.
Normal.
Yeah.
Totally normal.
Somehow you're right. It is not. It is less normal than Sonic the Hedgehog, which is also not normal. But Billy Hatcher is weirder for some reason. I agree.
Yeah.
So Fisher talked about trying to name that game and how much of a pain in the ass Naka was with naming that game. I'll read you the quote. It says, "Yeah, I remember looking at that game. Naka wanted to call it Giant Eggs, and we were like, quote, well, to lay a big egg in the U.S. just means a failure, end quote. And if you look back, like eggs played an odd part with a lot of Naka's games. It's like, what's the obsession with eggs? Anyway, one of the guys on my team said, well, let's call it Billy Hatcher because it's a hatching game with a cute character. The main character is the boy, not the egg. Of course, Naka hated it. We called it Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg, and he still hated it. This is a quote, word for word. We at one point, I promise you, I am not making up this story. I have 2 witnesses. At one point, Naka visited the U.S. Sometimes I translated and sometimes other people translated. Naka goes, well, I know another name for a boy wearing a rooster suit. Another name for rooster is cock. Can we call the game Giant Cock in English? So he hated.
I heard a hissing and I wanted to make sure.
So he hated the name Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. He wanted to call the game Giant Eggs. And they're like, laying an egg means failure in the States. And he's like, well, how about we go with Giant Cock?
And that's the best meaning. I mean, it could also mean like farting real good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So just bad names all around. They didn't let it get named Giant Cock either.
God, that's so good.
So I went with the title Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg almost had a very adult name with very in capitals. And then my little subtitle was A True Cock Up. So I was very proud of that one. But there you go. So some universe out there has Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg, but the name of it is Giant Cock. So maybe I need to print out a cover for my copy of the game to have it say that. There are comments here. Let me read them. Go ahead.
That would have been great if they didn't have any like localization team or whatever, and they were just like, yeah, we're gonna call it that.
Yeah.
Like forever was known as Giant Cock.
Aussie McBucket says technically that's not inaccurate to call a rooster by that name, but it would have given the game some different notoriety. Yes, so he is not incorrect. That is correct to say that he is not incorrect, but you cannot name it that. No.
Is the Giant Cock Billy Hatcher? Like, because
that would be it. Yes.
Oh man, that's
so good.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm not at all interested in that game, but now that I know that, I play it.
Well, as someone who played that game to the end, I can also tell you I was not interested in it. 3D platformer, Naka involved. We didn't know any of this at the time. I got that game and I was like, this isn't really all that fun. And I beat the game and I was like, it never really got fun. And it had that horrible song in the first stage, just the theme song. And then over and over and
that
over
was
and over
on
again. GameCube.
And so then why did you, if you weren't thinking about like who created it or anything, why did you get it? Just because it was platformer and you like platformers?
I was thinking about that back then.
Oh,
I liked 3D platformers. I knew Naka was involved, and Sega on a Nintendo system was such a novelty at the time. Of course, I want to get it. I mean, it looked good. I like colorful platformers. Yeah, but again, at that time, we didn't know that Naka, I believe, has gotten way more credit than he should have now. Because when you look at Naka's games after his involvement with Sega, you're like, oh, maybe he's not that good of a developer.
When he got more power, the games got less fun, I guess.
When he moved away from Sega, the games, you were started to realize, like, it seems like it was like all the people around him that were really maybe like Naka's ideas were good, but he couldn't turn them into enjoyable games. So the people around him were really working that magic. But when he moved away from Sega, it was like now Naka's really steering the ship here. And people that are working with him are like, oh my God, it was Sega who was making these games good. So I don't know. There you go. That's that. We also have another story about Tomodachi Life. We've been talking about Tomodachi Life recently, and the hits just keep on coming for this game. Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. As we know, Nintendo said it sold 3.8 million units in 14 days on the market. That tally is obviously much higher now. We also learned recently that the game reached 1 million copies sold in Japan alone. So another major milestone for the game, and I want to stress that 1 million units in Japan alone is only physical. We don't even know what the digital numbers are there. But here's the next tidbit. Market research and analytics firm Newzoo. I want to stress they are a very well-known and respected firm. So if you're just like, who's Newzoo? What do they matter? They are certainly the upper echelon of this kind of data. They have put out a new report, and they say that Tomodachi Life Living the Dream is now the top new release by revenue for 2026, which is really shocking because Tomodachi Life doesn't have anything that you spend more money on in the game. You spend your whatever the game costs, $60, $50, and that's it. But so many people have bought the game, and it's selling so well that it is the top new release by revenue for 2026. So there are games that are more expensive than that, and there are games that bring in money through DLC and other things like that. But still, Tomodachi Life is your winner. And obviously, it was number one for the April numbers in general. But there you go. What do we got here? We got the top 20 for US, UK, Germany, France, Spain, and Italy combined. Tomodachi Life was number one in terms of revenue made. To put that in perspective, number two was Fortnite. So just Tomodachi Life by itself, the $50, $60 price tag, whatever it is, was enough to beat out all of the microtransactions that Fortnite made.
Wow.
In April. Crazy. That's right. I like.
What is that sound?
Is that the
Bugs
speaker or is
outside.
that outside?
I can't tell.
It's the speaker.
Sorry, we're doing a little technical.
Yeah.
This is terrible. Stop doing this.
I'm going to plug it back in.
I mean, there's still a little something there. We'll have to get a new wire.
Do you want me to unplug it for now?
Sure. Yeah, let's do that. Just to be safe.
I hope that wasn't coming up, but I don't.
It looks like it was, but very, very, very modestly. Like if you weren't hearing it, well, now everybody's going to listen for it, of course. So you're going to hear it now. Well, no, it's over. We unplugged it, so you won't hear it. But yes, for the first hour 15, but nobody brought up anything.
No,
so.
I just started hearing it, and then I thought it was.
So anyway, this whole top 20 list shows you like where the money's being made. Fortnite, EA Sports, NBA, MLB, Call of Duty, Roblox, Minecraft, all those. Like they're making money on so much of their microtransactions along with the sales of the game. So puts it in more perspective. Sticer says Nintendo sure is living the dream right now. The dream of a bigger house. They said that in all capital letters. Oops, I said the quiet part loud and the loud part quiet, which is a Simpsons joke. And there's Simpsons jokes going on in the Discord right now. So there you go. Another bit of evidence to show just how popular that game is and how well it is doing.
I saw another TikTok where this young woman was playing it, and she created a character that was the moon from Majora's Mask.
I was wondering if you were going to go there.
Incredible.
She put a lot of work into drawing that
Holy
moon.
cow, that looked so good.
There's a goddamn mosquito on my finger right now.
Gross.
Yes, her moon drawing was incredible. Like, I thought it looked really good, and then she kept going, and I was like, wow.
I had to
she,
fast
like, really
forward it
went
because
all
I
out.
was like, I'm not even halfway through this video.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how I feel when I'm watching Bob Ross. It's like, oh, this looks great. Wait, don't do that, Bob. You're screwing it up. Oh, wait, you made it way better.
The
Like
vision. The vision.
Yeah,
Trust
like-
the vision. Yeah. There's certain things that Bob would do where I'd be like, oh, no, you've ruined it. Oh, wait. No,
yeah, and then
okay.
by the end, it's always great.
It was a happy little tree. Ooh, mommy. Oh, no. You got to do it. You got to plug it in.
Oh boy.
How about we plug that in, but we unplug our speaker? Can we? Oh, wait. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Woo woo. Ooh, mommy. Would you like some savory releases? Because I got them. All aboard, everybody, for this week's Switch and Switch 2 releases. And boy, What a cavalcade of treasures it is. On the Switch 2, we start off strong with, hello Malik Halo, we start off strong with Bluey's Quest for the Gold Pen. We love Bluey around these parts. Crikey, and give me something else Australian to say. Shrimp on the Barbie.
Good day, mate.
Also available on Switch 2, eFootball Kickoff. Coming up June 3rd, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, a very huge one. Also, this has been a long time coming, and it's finally available now. The Switch 2 edition of Lollipop Chainsaw, the Suda-developed game from years ago. Finally, it's been on Switch, but now we get the Switch 2 edition with a bonus mouse mode in it as well. Speaking of mouse mode, Mina the Hollower is finally out. After all the years of waiting, the Kickstarter backers like do have been waiting for a very long time, but it has happened. Mina the Hollower is available on Switch 2. One military camp is available on Switch 2, as is Toho Yukuri Mountain. What about regular Switch? Let me tell you. We have A Frog's Job 2, Frogina, or I'll say it like this, Frogina. Alien Cat Story, Bag Fight Gem Chest Edition. Beat the Champions, Cat in a Jam, Secret Cities. Nope, City Secrets. Clown is Hungry. Counter Call, Half Escape Shooter. Criminal Profile, Who's the Culprit? Do You Even Forklift? Get it?
Yo.
The Mark II SR, or the PC 8801 Mark II SR version of Hercules. Escape Game Room 13. Exodus Creepy Time. Formula 2026 Rise of Legends. High and Dry.
Don't leave
There we
me
go.
high.
Island Robot Farm. Kabuto Park, which is about catching bugs. Kiko's Apple Adventure. Liquor Store Simulator. Math Pals Dino Academy.
Rat Math.
Micro Overdrive Home Tour. Midnight Swamp. Mina the Hollower on Switch as well. My Little Puppy. Nerd. N period, E period, R period, D period. Some word game. Nickelodeon Extreme Tennis Next, that has all your favorite Nicktoons playing tennis, like SpongeBob and Avatar people, and I want to guess other one. I don't know. Jimmy Neutron's probably in there. He's in all of them. Night Swarm, One Move Away, Piggy's Farm, Poppy Playtime Chapter 5, Realm of Ink, Ricka Mode, Risky Roads, Scarlet Wolf, Scorched Lands, Sneaky Secret Mission, Soko Bear Winter, Sir and the Stars Revival, Tale of Darklands, Thornkin. So, somebody from that anime we watched.
Thornkin?
Isn't somebody named Thorn or Thorin? Vinland Saga?
Maybe. I mean, there's a Thorin in The Hobbit, and there's a Thorn in Mina the Hollower. But
Wall World 2, and finally Zoo Orbs Safari. Wow, that's a great picture slider. Holy crap. There's your releases. We have a comment from Joe Shabadoo. Y'all better get Gouda, because Hollower Knight has arrived, and she's not messing around. Something, Switch 2 mouse controls. I get all those jokes. Mina the Hollower Knight, Gouda, like cheese, because she's a mouse. Switch 2 mouse controls.
I thought we didn't like mouse puns ever since Mouse PI.
No, I mean, I like a mouse pun, but they got to be funny. It's just saying mouse doesn't make it funny. I hate mouse puns. Would you do the honors, please?
Sure.
What are the next European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nicky's sweet releases.
Time for the European eShop releases
Thanks for looking, Laxter. I'll try and find it now.
for the week of May 28th, year of our Lord 2026. Do Michaels, Nikki Hill, speak your name. Switch 2, Bluey's Quest for the Gold Pen. Bubsy 4D. Lollipop Chainsaw Repop Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. Mina the Hollower Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. One Military Camp. Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn Edition. Toho Yukuri Mountain. Forgive the pronunciation.
Perfect.
And now for Switch, Nintendo Switch, Alien Cat Story. Animal coloring book for kids and toddlers. Unicorns. Backrooms escape the brain rot. Bag fight. Beat the champions. Birushana Winds of Fate. Bluey's quest for the gold pen. Brain rot clicker steal all. Bubsy 4D. Boo 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 Battle Royale. Chicken Climber. Clown is hungry. Do you even forklift? Draw Save Puzzle. Drive through fast food simulator. The console PC of Hercules. Escape game Room 13. Formula 2026 Rise of Legends. High and Dry. House Cleaning Simulator. Island Robot Farm. Pile Vacation. Judero. Kabuto Park. Lumentale Memories of Trey. Math Pals Dino Academy. Micro Overdrive Home Tour. Mina the Hollower. NERD Nerd. Nero and Psy F Integral Edition. Nickelodeon Extreme Tennis Next. Night Swarm. Nitro City Racing. One Move Away. Parkour Obby Toxic Escape. Piggy's Farm. Poppy Playtime Chapter 5. Realm of Ink. Rika Mode. Risky Roads. Rugrats Retro Rewind Collection. Schrodinger's Call. Sneaky Secret Mission. Socobear Winter. Seer and the Stars' Revival. The Frog's Adventure. Thornkin. Top Shot Pool. Toho Yukuri Mountain. Forgive the pronunciation. And last but not least, Wall World 2. And there is a comment from Steister. Steister says, the buzz for Mina has been insane these last few days. Let's hope it translates to sales.
It's true. It has been much talked about. I am trying to find this goddamn magazine, and I'm going to have to go down a very deep rabbit hole to find it, because now clearly I don't remember what magazine it was. And, oh, God, it's going to drive me insane. I looked up magazines that were in the 2000s. There was Game Informer, which I don't think it was, but I don't know. Game Pro, maybe. EGM, maybe. Next Generation came up, but it seems like that's been researched by Laxter, so we'll count that out. I don't know what else it could be. I owned it. I had it.
It was definitely the cover and not like the articles picture.
It was the cover. Yeah, it was definitely the cover. And I'm trying to I used to buy Game Pro. I used to buy EGM. And I used to buy Next Generation. So, I mean, maybe it was Game Informer. I don't remember ever buying Game Informer, but between Game Informer, Next Gen, Game Pro, and EGM, it's got to be one of those. I don't know what else it would be. I want to find this cover so bad. The problem is finding the covers for magazines with like a Dreamcast on it is difficult, because there was also a Dreamcast magazine, and obviously that would not be the cover of Dreamcast magazine. So I'll continue to look into that. But if one of you lovely people wants to try and find it, so I'm looking for, again, a magazine cover that I believe had Robotnik on it, wearing a stethoscope, listening to a Dreamcast as it was laying on a gurney. I think maybe Sonic was also on the cover, and it was something about the Dreamcast dead. Is the Dreamcast dead? Something like that. That's what my memories can give you, and I apologize for not being able to say more. Solamasterling says, was it a variant cover? Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't have any details on that, so I don't know. But that's what I got. If one of you finds it,
please PM me on
I'll-
Yahoo Chat.
You can drop it in a Discord or email me at rawmeatcowboy@gmail.com. But I was thinking of like if you're gonna put the time in to try and
Where?
find it, at rawmeatcowboy@gmail.com. I'll do something for you. I'll do something for you. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but it's not just like, oh, thanks, I appreciate it. I'll do something.
Maybe you will.
A little something. Mom Brain, what have you been playing?
Nothing.
Dude, what have you been playing?
Cuckoo. Played some Animal Crossing Old Horizons. Nothing new over there. Played some Fortnite. We had a big Fortnite week, actually. We played every single day.
We did.
Or every single night. We played 5 nights in a row. And one of the nights, we won 5 games out of 5, which I don't think we've ever done before.
Well, to my knowledge, we have never done that. And man, firing on all cylinders, baby.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so that's been fun. I'm trying to think of anything new and exciting in Fortnite that we've been seeing other than that. Nothing really. I mean, the fun has been obviously the game's fun, but the fun's been just hanging with friends and chatting and goofing off and talking about anything non-game related, basically.
We did have some great conversations.
Yeah, we talked all about one night it was like all about theme songs of old sitcoms, and we were talking about that, joking about all those, and then we joked about doing like live streams because we think we're so funny when obviously it's just us thinking we're funny. But like,
I don't know.
then we, there was all kinds of talk. There was dirty talk. There was Rick Steves talk. There was all kinds of great stuff.
Those are interchangeable often.
Well, that's what everybody was trying to tell me. I was a little nervous, but yeah. So we have a good time playing Fortnite, and then last but not least, I played a little bit of Mina the Hollower. I thanks to RMC, I was a backer for a couple of years now. I mean,
you made it possible.
Never played Shovel Knight. I think it was just like RMC years ago was like, oh, the guys who did Shovel Knight are looking for backers, and trust me, this game's gonna be great, blah blah blah. And I don't know, because I've never done it since or before, backed anything, and I was like, oh, this game that looks like I would not like, sure, let me back it. And so it's been an honor. It was really cool. The day before the game came out, as far as I know, I know I got one, but a lot of backers or all the backers got like the code early, which was exciting for people. Yeah, it's a good game. It's not really my cup of tea. It's a little too challenging for me. I did go through the accessibility features and change a bunch of stuff just because I was really getting frustrated. So the ones I did, I mean, they're there for a reason. So I'm not going to say that I'm lame for doing it, but yeah, I made turns damage on half, so I take half damage, and then I turned the boss health down, so like the weak boss. And then there was one more that I did. This is probably the biggest one. I turned off losing bones when you die, because boy, was that hurting me. And to be honest, I might go in there and change. There was one that I didn't change because I didn't want to make it too easy, but I'm gonna have to. I might turn on speed boost so that Mina walks faster, because I don't know how you hardcore gamers do this. Like, that I was getting so frustrated because I didn't feel like the challenge was I'm not good enough, which clearly it is, because there's people who play it and are fine without any of the accessibility features. But like, I felt like it was, Mina is so slow and there's no dodge. Like, how do I get out of the way of these attacks? I know what the enemy's gonna do. I just can't dodge them. What am I supposed to do? Keep my distance forever until I get one hit in on them and get like run? Like, I don't even know how to do it.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Have you tried going underground?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they still get you. So, or they were getting me. So yeah, for me, I really was struggling. So I'm gonna have to, when I go back, I'm gonna have to turn that on, I think, just because I want to be able to dodge these characters. I feel like the underground thing's not doing it. I end up getting hurt going underground too. I couldn't understand that either. I was like, I thought when you're underneath them, they don't hurt you. Maybe I was popping up too early or something. I really don't know.
Slider says, Mina, you have to dodge so early. It's tricky. So maybe that's
Well, it's certainly tricky. Yeah, so that's not, I don't know, not my thing. And challenge and being skilled at games, not my thing. But yeah, the music's been really, really great. And the art style is something that I've come to appreciate, but I still have trouble figuring out what I can jump over, what I can go like dig under, what's up and what's down. I mean, a couple of times I jumped off a higher ledge thinking that I was on the lower ledge. Again, these are all me things. I don't want to discourage anybody from playing this game because I have no idea what I'm looking at on the screen. But yeah, so there was like stuff like that I was finding very frustrating. Losing the bones obviously was like such a punishment for me, and I was like really struggling. So but it seems like the game's going to be pretty huge because
it's ginormous.
I mean, I just made it to like the first little kind of intro bit, and it seems clear that there's going to be like a ton of different areas to go to and do the thing. So
damn thing.
So yeah, I don't know. I appreciate it, but it's just a me thing. Like I'm not great at games that are very difficult, and this is kind of one of those games. I also have old man wrists that can't really take the heat anymore for certain games. So I have to wear like a wrist braces for a lot of games, and I actually started playing the game with my SNES Switch
I
controller.
thought you were gonna say feet.
No.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
No wonder it's been so difficult. Yeah, I've been playing on the SNES controller just because I was like really killing my thumbs trying to play, but I don't know if it's that. I think it's just like I said, I'm older now. I play a lot of games, and like the components in my body aren't working like they should be anymore. But yeah, like it's you could tell like a lot has gone into this game. There's a ton of characters, ton of people to talk to, or characters to talk to. The main town that you get to very, very early in the game has so many characters that you can talk to that I was actually getting very overwhelmed because I was already struggling with the challenge in the game, and then it got to a point where I was like now I have to talk to literally 200 characters in this town, and
well, not literally.
Yeah, there's like 50 at least. I mean, it seems like there's that many, and it's not a bad thing. It's huge. Like it's a huge game. I can see that if when people are really responding well to this game, so there's a lot to like bite off and take in. So that's really cool. I also have problems with my brain and figuring out where the buttons are on a Nintendo system for some reason. So I can't tell you how many times I healed when I didn't want to heal.
Yes, I know.
Sorry, dude.
It's okay. But yeah, it's a really great game. I can see people who love games like this really getting into it. There's at least one already in the very early on part of the game where I am nod to a franchise that like you could tell inspired them, and I'm sure there might be more stuff like that. There's a so there's can I say it? It's in like the first 10 minutes, like in the first town, or should I not? So there's a character, like just somebody standing in the town, and I talked to him, and his little icon looked just like Link. And he says like someone in here has been copying off of me or something like that, and it's like really funny.
Yeah,
it's like a really cool nod. But yeah, this game I could see. Look, I like those Zelda type games, and this goes far beyond just a quote Zelda type game, but the challenge for me was so intense. Like I hand it to anybody who's not playing with any accessibility features on. I mean, I'm very, very impressed that you have the constitution to even put up with that, but but just how you could find that kind of challenge to be fun. I find it so frustrating. I'm already lost. I've gone in my head. I've gone to every place I could have, and I can't find a way to progress. So that's another thing that's getting to me. Again, these are all me things. Every single one of them's a me thing. I don't play games like this. They're kind of beyond me. Like I didn't play them when I was a kid, really, and I'm struggling now. So, but I don't want anyone to take what I'm saying about it and not be interested in it. I mean, there's a lot there for people who like these types of games. So, I'm struggling to think if there's anything else I wanted to say about the game, but so far, I think there's going to be like a cool story. There's like something kind of like there's like a mysterious kind of build up in the beginning, and I don't quite trust Lionel yet, but we'll get to wherever
There's
we get.
definitely a story to sink your teeth into, yeah.
But and already in the first town, there's so many places that I've been where it's like, oh, I can't get there yet. Like, so that there's like future stuff going on. So it seems like a huge experience, and I know they worked hard on it. I think it's really great, and I've been liking the soundtrack, like I said, because I've been stuck in certain areas and you have to listen to the music quite a bit, and it didn't get boring. It's really great. So there's like a lot to love about the game. But for me personally, I'm going to have to go in and make it a little bit easier.
That's why it's there, yeah.
And that's why it's there. You feel a little, or I feel a little sheepish about it. I mean, there are plenty of games that I've done that with, and at least I got to enjoy the game. Like Celeste is an example of something that I would have never experienced hadn't I used those accessibility features. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. I might have to go heavier with turning some of those things on, but yeah. So far, those are my thoughts on the game, and I was proud to be a backer of it, and I'm happy that it's been getting such great reviews. Apparently, it's like the best reviews of the year, right? So far,
it is literally the best reviewed game of 2026. Yes, it is the new number one. It is the game to beat.
So, did you play with the Pro controller?
No, I played on PC. Remember, I had the PC code.
Right.
I played with an Xbox controller.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm having trouble. You can't attack diagonally, which is something that throws me off. And then, like I said, couple that with me not being quick enough to dodge anything. I don't know.
You don't have the hammer, right? You don't have the big mallet.
I'm using the daggers.
Because so daggers are going to be tough because when you get hit, you get knockback, and they're not as strong as the other things. Whip would give you distance and keep you further away from things, but the hammer lets you roll around like a madman. If you want to dodge, you should use the hammer because then you just hold a button and Mina will roll wherever you want to go.
That's cool.
So
roly-poly?
if you're roly-poly,
like
so
Viper?
if you're hurting for a dodge, that might be the one to check out.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, go ahead.
But that's all, right?
For you? Sure, if you're done, you're done. Yeah.
Well, you would know. So that's all I played this week. And RMC, what did you play?
Wait, what were you getting at? What am I missing?
Well, I don't want to say then.
What's going
We can't talk about it on the podcast.
Oh, yes. You can't talk about that.
Good. Thanks for making me go that far and have to say that. And now we look terrible.
Because you were making it sound like there was something I played or we played that we were supposed to talk about, and I wasn't.
Okay, I can see how you would think that.
Yeah. I thought, call me crazy, but I thought the thing you're not allowed to talk about, you just wouldn't even reference at all. When you were saying something, I was like, what's he talking about? That never came to mind because we can't talk about that. But we can next week. We can.
Yay.
We can next week. Thanks for asking. What did I play? I played a little bit more Yoshi. Just a little bit of going around in that first level to still find stuff, and it's amazing how much you can do. Is that plugged in? No. It's just amazing how much you can do in the first level. So I only played a little bit of that because I'm I'm doing something else game related that I can't talk about, but I'll talk about it when I'm allowed to. So I obviously played more Mina to wrap up for my review. Oh yeah, let me go into Discord here. Radical Defects, thanks for sending me that cover there. That is not it. That is definitely not it, but thank you. And I went through while I was sitting here, I went through so many next gen covers that I could all the ones I could find just looking here, and I did not see the cover there either. So I'm definitely going to keep looking for this, but boy, is it driving me nuts. So I played Mina to wrap up for my review. Thank you for the support on the review. And you might remember 2 weeks ago I was talking about Mina, and I was like, I just miss their like a puzzle element. I wish there was more puzzles. Like I want some puzzling mechanics, and it's almost like Yacht Club knew that people would want that, because once you get past for me, once you get past the first dungeon and continue on, the game starts to really explore some puzzle ideas through its environments and setups that were honestly like pretty mind blowing and pretty surprising, because the game does a really great job of explaining mechanics to you without giving you a sign that's like, this does this and this is how you do this. It shows you through the way the environment's set up how things work. You learn them on the fly, and then later on it's like, okay, now they clearly know this stuff, so let's give them some sort of environmental puzzle. And there were a whole bunch of puzzles where I was like, how do I do this? Or like, I know what to do, but how do I get it done? And I like loved it. That's exactly what I was missing, and the game really throws that stuff in there as you go on. So that was couldn't have been more perfect for what I was looking for. So that was excellent. But yes, as far as Mina in general, I loved it. It is all kinds of amazing. There's so much care and detail and attention to detail put into this game. It's staggering. It is so huge. I said it is like playing Link's Awakening or Oracle of Ages and Seasons, but you obviously have like rose-tinted glasses with those games, and Mina gives you how you remember those games. Like, because those games, I wrote my review, like Oracle of Ages is like 400 screens or something like that altogether, and Mina is like over 1,200 screens, which shows you just how much bigger it is. So like, you might remember Oracle of Ages from playing it when you were younger being like such a big sprawling adventure, and it's like not even close to what Mina does. And there's so much to do in seeing Mina, and there's so many mysteries, as I've said before, and secrets, and so many things that you can get that you don't need, but will make the experience that much better. And like, you're not going to see and do everything there is to do in a game your first time through. It's just impossible. There's so much for you to explore. And there's so many like little things that you'll come across where you'll be like, oh, how do I do that? Or, oh, I want to see that, or I want to get there. And you're like, I can't, how do I do that? And then later on something will click for you and you're like, oh yeah. So my only gripe that I shared in the review was that I don't know if other people are going to feel this way, and I don't know if it's just a me getting older thing, but the game is so big, and there was so much that I wanted to do, that there were things where I was like, I want to come back here and do this thing when I have the other thing that lets me do this. And then, hours would go by and I'd finally get the thing. And I'm like, yes, now I can do that thing. Where was it? Like, I'll remember it's in the swamp, or it's in the snow, or it's in the whatever. I'll remember that. But I'm like, but how exactly do I get there? And there's warps, and there's trains, and there's ways to get to roughly the zone that you want to be in. But finding the exact screen, I'm like, oh God, I can't. I'm having a brain fart. How do I remember where that is? And some of the stuff I found, and much more of it I didn't, but I want to go back in and explore, because the game doesn't have a Metroidvania style map. It has an overall map that's like, here's the areas of Mina the Hollower, and that's pretty much all the map does. And I'm like, oh, is this because I'm old I need more, or is the game so big I need more, or both, or whatever? And I've seen within the first 24 hours, there have been people who are like, I am working with a group of people to painstakingly map out every square on the game so you can have a map to help you navigate. So it's something people want. I'm not saying it should be there. I'm not saying it shouldn't be there. It was a design choice by Yacht Club, and that's fine. It didn't make it so that I couldn't play the game. I just know there are more things I would have gone back to do if I could know exactly where they were, if I could like look at the map and be like, yes, this square over here, that's exactly where it is. Or
like if you could press a button
Sure.
and mark the map
Yes,
of the room that it's in or
that
something.
would have been great, and it only would have made me play the game more. Whereas now there are things I want to do, and it's like, well, how much time am I willing to commit to just wandering around this area to try and find that one spot again? Some of the stuff I will, and some of the stuff I won't. Because I don't want to. When I get a block of time to play a game, it's not like I got an hour and a half to play a game. I can't wait to go in and just hopefully find that thing, and then at the end of the 90 minutes, be like, well, I never found it. So, it depends. It depends. But yes, overall, the game is unbelievable. It feels like one of the biggest games ever made when it comes to 2D games, not counting RPGs. This has to be one of the biggest games ever made. Like of this kind of game, I would argue it's the biggest. I might be wrong, but I can't think of another game in this genre that is as big as this game. Like it's staggering how huge it is and how much there is to do. And again, if you're just mainlining the game as in going beginning to end, only the things you need to do, it's still going to take a lot of time. But for this kind of game, it's going to take a lot of time. But if you're going for like full completion of every secret and everything, oh my God, I can't even imagine. It probably double the amount of time it takes to play easily. But what an achievement. And you can see this is one of those games where it's like, developers take a really long time and games get delayed. And then the game comes out and you're like, game was good, but what the hell took so long? With this, you're like, I understand how it took them so long to make this game because every single screen has so much. And it's just to fit it all together into one cohesive experience is staggering. So you can see like Yacht Club's expertise in building their games in general, how much they care about every little thing that goes into it.
The intro does a great job of teaching you the mechanics while you play. Like you play a little bit and that shows you something else, and it never says like there's not a sign there that you click on and it's like, oh, press X to do this. It's not like that. It's like there's an enemy over a chasm and that's how you figure out you can like jump and hit, and
the
like
game
things
teaches
like
you by showing or doing rather than a signpost or an NPC that's like, go over here and hit this button, which is great because in my opinion that's how games used to be, and I really loved that. I understand in some games you still need some sort of tutorial for some stuff, but I think tutorials go way too far. I think tutorials should be something where you can opt into it and be like, would you like this to be explained, or would you like the game to teach it to you organically and let me make the decision, or just give me a menu I can go in and explore if I want? But Mina the Hollower does an amazing job of teaching you through gameplay how things work and what things mean, which I absolutely adore. That's my favorite kind of thing. I saw somebody else talking about that on TikTok, and they were like, games do not do this anymore. This is a thing that games used to do, but they don't do it anymore. And they're like, this should be recognized and applauded, that the game is so expertly made that it creates situations to teach you things without forcing you into a tutorial. And it's a tutorial without you knowing it, which is fantastic. And somebody else in the comments was like, yes, let's applaud a game for doing the bare minimum. And somebody else was like, games don't do this anymore. This is not a thing anymore. Games are loaded with tutorials and characters that tell you how to do everything. And like stopping the action to teach you things with walls of text. Like this is a forgotten art because it's so hard to do that. It is so difficult to create a game that teaches you how to play just through playing. So I applaud it. But yes, best reviewed game of the year. I don't know how well it's selling because we don't have it. Hey, Video Game Guru, good to see you. I don't know how well it's selling. I would imagine it's doing very, very well.
Would does my copy of the game go towards the sales numbers or not? Because I was a backer.
You still paid to get the game, so yeah. I would imagine they track that stuff. Yeah, I don't know the specifics, but it seems like yes. It's not like you're getting the game for free. You paid money to get the game, so I'm sure that counts. But yeah, I'm keeping an eye out for sales figures and all that. We'll see what happens, but I can tell you it's on the top of the charts of everything, so that's a good sign to see. So hopefully soon we'll see it cross like 500,000 or 1 million or something like that. I don't know, but I'll be keeping tabs every step of the way. So yes, go play it. Great, worth the wait. Best reviewed game of the year. And if you're too worried about it being difficult, just go in and use every single modifier.
And there's so many. I told
There's
you
over
about
200.
I told you about the 4 that I have turned on and the 1 more that I'm going to turn on. There's so many, and
Mhm.
there's even some that make it harder too, like
Yeah.
more
Oh
challenging.
yeah, there's that doubly tough enemies and less health and all that. Yeah, you can make the game more difficult if you want.
Yeah. Congratulations to anyone who does that. My
And
goodness.
also do your thing of not being able to read the environment. That's difficult because, like you said, you didn't grow up with games like that or doing that stuff. So reading that now, I would imagine, would be challenging for people. And there's people today who have never played those types of games either. So they may have struggles with that they're not recognizing. But hopefully, the more you play, the more you'll be able to come to read those tells of what they mean.
There's a bunch of stuff I'm having trouble with. I always jump and keep my finger on the jump button to like quote jump higher and farther, which I don't know if it's here, but then by the time I land, then I go underground immediately and then I screw myself up. So
Yeah.
it's like I need to like get used to not holding down the jump button when I just jump over something, because I like
Yeah.
I'm constantly burrowing when I don't want to. I'm healing when I don't want to. Again, all me things, but like my brain's not fit for this. I remember like in Zelda, you just like it was not this challenging. It was
When
just
you
very...
had in Zelda, like if you jumped when you had Rock's Feather, it was just jump, and that was it. But yes, obviously, with the burrowing here, it makes it a whole new mechanic that is explored in some really interesting ways the further you get into the game. So, so you haven't gotten to the first castle or anything, I'm imagining.
No, I can't get out of the town. It's an Elliot situation all over again.
Go to the right.
I did. You know, there's a bridge with like spikes coming out of it, and that's that. And then I walked around trying to find a way. Couldn't. Kept getting killed.
The first dungeon is to the right. I'm positive. I remember to the right.
I was all excited because it was like they said it was like the cemetery crypt or something. I was like, ooh, a cemetery. I got to get there. Like, and then it was like, I can't get past this bridge. And then I was walking around getting killed, losing bones, losing everything I ever had.
So if you're at the front of, this is what I remember, and it might be wrong, but if you're at the front of the town, so it's where all the people are talking, you go one screen down or maybe two screens down. You can go to the left or you can go to the right. I think you go to the right and then you go down, and then you'll be able to explore your way up and around to where you want to go. Eventually, you'll get back to that bridge you're talking about, but you'll be coming from it right to left instead of left to right. So that should do it. But yes, down. Yeah, you go out of the town down to the right.
I just find it so challenging. Like, how did you dodge anybody? Like all the enemies.
Well, dodging at first, you feel like you can't get out of the way of the enemies. Yes. But then like through burrowing and hanging back, like and learning their patterns. It was more hanging back and moving in for an attack when I know it was safe than dodging to get out of the way. But again, like if you use the hammer, I think it might make a big difference for you because the hammer is slower, obviously, but it gives you access to that dodge roll. So
yeah, now I have to find the hammer because when you go underground, it's you can't really choose your weapons anymore. I don't think.
Yes, you have to find the hammer in the environment. I know I found it, and I know I found it very early on. Just trying to think of where. I want to say I had it before. I might have gotten it at the first dungeon. I got something there. I don't remember what I got there. It was a weapon. I know that for sure.
Well, we'll see.
I mean, you could always start over too. If you're still in the main town, it's not like you're far. You could start over and pick hammer. You know what you should do? Start a new save file just for the hell of it. Then go to the weapon selection and just try hammer and see if it's worth it like that. Yeah.
I didn't, maybe I'm famous for not reading anything on the screen properly. So maybe it said that there's a roll action when you're choosing your weapon. I don't remember seeing.
I don't remember
that.
all I know is that at all of those weapons, it gave you some prompt where it was like, you can try them all before you go. So that's what I did.
Yeah, I should have done that. I tried the whip and I was like, this is too slow. And I was like, if the whip's too slow, then the hammer's going to be way too slow. And then I chose the daggers.
I did them all. I didn't think I used the daggers and I was like, nope, definitely not. And I used the whip and I was like, I really like the whip. And I used the hammer and I was like, I like the dodging, but I don't like how slow the hammer is. So I was like, I'm going with whip. And I really liked whip. And then I found the daggers organically. And I was like, let me try them again. And I was like, they're not. And then daggers is pretty much what I use to the end. I really like daggers. There's more weapons too. And some of them I used a good amount, but daggers was my number one. I really like those. But yeah, daggers have a little bit of a knockback when you hit an enemy. Like you hit them with the dagger, and then you bounce back like a little tiny bit, which is something that doesn't happen with other weapons. So
Right,
that's something of
okay.
note too, because you could knock your. I've done it so many times where I was like on the edge of a cliff and I hit an enemy, and it was just enough to knock me into a
Right.
hole. So, yeah, it might be worth it just to go back and try the weapons. But anyway, yes, use the modifiers. Use the modifiers if you're having trouble, and hopefully they'll alleviate most of your issues. But hopefully you enjoy. So I played that, and I played. The only other thing I played, which I played a lot of, was Picto Nico. As soon as Picto Nico
Oh, I
came,
played a little of that.
as soon as it came out, I downloaded it right away. I bought all the content that was there, so I spent like I don't know what, $15 or something, to get my little packs of cards. I cannot stress enough that this is WarioWare, just without Wario or all the other characters. But while I miss Wario and I love Wario to some degree, a video game guru wants to know there's there's shopping in town that sells everything weapons. So there you go. You can go there too. When I was playing this game, what I like about WarioWare is how quirky the games are, and just quick fun, and they're silly and weird, and they make me laugh, and that's exactly what I get from Picto Nico. But I laugh more because all the games have people I know in them, and I never know who it's going to be,
Yeah.
which makes it so much more enjoyable. So I'm just letting the game choose as a default my entire camera roll, because it's like you can make a folder and just put pictures in there. You can literally snap pictures just for the game and only use those. Or you can let it go through your whole camera roll and find every face that it can find and put them all into games. So I was like, yep, that's what I want. So when I play the games, it's me, it's Mom Brain, it's Dew, it's Nikki Hill, it's my sister, it's my parents, it's a whole bunch of
Grandma
my
Myrtle.
grandma, my dead grandma comes up in games. It's great. So that makes me laugh so much more because it's your face or a friend's faces doing all these stupid things that are so funny. No one's gonna believe me, but I showed it to Mom Brain. There was a game where you have two like drums or tambourines, and they're down at the bottom of the screen. And what you have to do, I don't remember what it says. It says like get to the goal or something. And there's a baby character that crawls from the top of the screen, and they have to get to the bottom of the screen. And you tap the drums or whatever they are to get the baby to go in those directions. And they have to avoid all these obstacles. And then when you get to the end, if you successfully do it, a parent picks the baby up and holds them in the air to celebrate. So the game that I played, it had me as the baby, and I made it to the end. And at the end, it put my dad's face on the parent. So it's my dad holding me up. And I was like, out of 900 pictures on my phone, these two are the ones that I put together. I was like, this is crazy. So that was great. I've had Dew as an anime dancing girl. I've had Mom Brain as a teacher, which I didn't even tell you about. I've had my sister as like a stone statue. I sent one to Austin because Austin came up in one of them. Let me go see what game it was. Yes, it's a game called Find the Fake, and it has all real life paintings that you know, but one of the faces in the paintings will be someone you know.
That is good.
And he was in one of them too. I'll show. You know what? I could show it to the Discord.
That's great.
The little like nod that the face
That's
does
so
is
good.
really good.
Yeah, you sent me a little video of like my face as a constellation in the sky.
Yes,
And it was
yes.
like it was like but it was like me making like the goofiest face you've ever seen.
The only problem or the only bad part is the game, to its credit, lets you save all the micro games that you play. Like you can save them and send them to anybody. But the problem is they don't have the sound. It's just the video of the game. So that kind of ruins it for me because I'm like, I need the sounds there. It makes it that much better. So I just have been screen recording while I'm playing and saving the videos like that. Like the one I just dropped in the Discord now of Find the Fake with Austin in it. So yes, I love it. I don't have any complaints really. Oh my God, we could do this live. We're going to do this live. There is as WarioWare also has, there are things in Picto Nico that you can spend coins on, little silly, stupid things. And one of them is a daily fortune. So I've already pulled my fortune for today. Mom Brain and Do. Oh my God. And I'm the fortune teller today. We will let you pull your fortune. So Mom Brain, go right ahead. Draw for 300. Mom Brain's fortune is coming out of my mouth. Mom Brain's fortune is the decision lies with you. And it's, oh, you're all of them. You're all the faces.
I'm eating a delicious cake in one of them.
I'm going to I'm saving these to put them in the Discord so you can see. And now, Do, would you like to pull a fortune?
Sure. I'd
Just
be
hit the
honored.
draw button and then pull the fortune out of my mouth.
That's good. Oh, he's munching.
The fortune is coming out. And your fortune is?
My fortune is how to deal with bad guys, and it's Mom Brain as a tomato superhero punching a fish in the face.
Punching a fish in the face, yes. Oh, you got one. You got a picture that we got already, but not with Mom Brain in it. I will put those two in the Discord. So if you don't mind spending money on a mobile game, which I don't mind, then I think you would love this game, because if you love WarioWare, there is no reason here why you wouldn't love this game. And keep in mind, you can put pictures in of faces of whoever the hell you want. So it could be celebrities or people you know or things you draw. It doesn't matter, any of them.
This is how you know that this man is obsessed with me, because many of the pictures are my face. And they're different versions of my face. And so
we live together. Who else am I taking pictures of?
You have so many pictures of me. I have very few pictures of you.
Well, I think that speaks to our relationship.
Well, you hate having your picture taken.
Blood Ocean.
Although I took a really good one of you this week that I think I'm going to put in the Discord.
Dr. Worm. Blood Ocean. Yes, we talked about Annie Austin's video earlier in this podcast. So we were saying how much we enjoyed it. But yes, Picto Nico is available now. You can play a free demo if you want. There is single player content to do, just like there is in WarioWare, except it's more of like a mobile kind of single player content experience where you'll have it's like just a map that has spots on it that says like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you go into those spots and they have a selection of mini games or micro games. I don't know what I'm supposed to call them. Games that you will play. And you have to you have to do 10 in a row to succeed. And if you do all 10 and you clear that spot, you get some coins and you go to the next spot. And as you go, it gives you different mixes of games and different difficulty settings and different speeds. And I will say, when you get to the final ones in each game, they are really difficult because you have to play them really fast. And I was going for the perfects. You can get a crown in each one. So if you lose even one, you don't get the crown. And one of them in particular took me like a good 40 minutes to get that crown, but I got it. But it was a lot of fun, so I was enjoying it. So Picto Nico, love it. I got no complaints. I would argue because of the camera feature, it's even more enjoyable than WarioWare, just because it's funnier seeing you and all this stupid stuff, like pulling nose hairs out of my mom's nose and stuff like that.
Pico Nicto?
Picto
Nico.
Yeah, like pictograph. So Picto.
Okay.
Picto Nico or Picto Nico, but the T is in the first part, not the same. Picto Nico.
And that's official. Like they're not changing that. That's going to be the name.
That is correct.
Good.
Well, Do now is our opportunity. What would be a better name?
Vice President Beauty. Always.
We're always going with Vice President Beauty.
It's never going to get better than that.
Picto Nico. There you go. And now Picto obviously makes sense, but Nico, what is the Nico for? I don't know either. It's just a name Nintendo likes the sound of. I guarantee that's all there is.
See, the way we're saying it, I thought it was 2 words. I like
Picto
it better
Nico.
as it better as one word.
Pictonico.
Have you ever heard anybody say it? That could be it.
I'm pretty sure I heard them say it in the trailer. We'll go find out for sure. But Pictonico is fun. Picto Nico.
SD says
Picto Nico.
it means smiling happily.
There you go.
That's what
Picto
happens
Nico.
when you play.
I was seeing if let's see. So that's also how they say it in the English trailer. So that's it. Picto Nico. or if you want to sound Japanese and be rude, Pikato Nico.
Is this something that if I downloaded, we could play using our phones, kind of like whatever that's called, or or is it not multiplayer like that?
It's not multiplayer at all. No, it is a single player experience. But I could take pictures of you while you're here and put them in the game. But yes, this is a one player experience for now. I don't know if they'll change it, but yes, I do miss WarioWare. I love the multiplayer aspect. Those multiplayer games are great. But yeah, there's nothing.
So
nothing like that.
Is it strange that they would do this instead of just putting it on the Switch?
Well, the Switch doesn't have a camera. I mean, you could get the third-party camera, but
I guess that's the biggest part of the Pico. That's what the Pico is.
That's the whole purpose of the game. Yeah, they would have to bundle it with a camera. They're not going to put the game out and have it use a camera and not give you the camera to use. That would be a little strange.
Has there been any talk of bundling their camera with anything?
No talk at all. No, it could happen.
Because I have a feeling. I feel like that would, because I'm not me personally, and I'm not every gamer, obviously, but I'm not the one that's going to go buy this Nintendo camera. But if it was like, oh, Mario Kart World comes with it, or Star Fox comes with it, then I would be like,
yeah, it would have to be a game that specifically makes use of the camera that they would bundle it with. Yeah, but I don't, then. I don't know. Depending on the camera, depending on what the game is, I guess they could come up with a price that would be manageable. But yeah, I don't know how many people are going to want to jump in on it.
And the price of that camera is what right now?
Well, if you're getting the official Nintendo camera, I don't know what the price on that is, but you can use like a regular webcam too. There's a whole bunch of webcams that work with the Switch too, and they keep adding in more. Switch to camera price, but there are third-party Switch 2 cameras you can get as well. Nintendo's camera is $55 if you want that, but you can get like the Hori Piranha Plant camera if you'd rather that, and that's $30.
Hori.
Or there's another third-party camera for $35. Or yeah, you got plenty of options. But again, a lot of people also have webcams that they can use on their own. There is a way, if you have the right attachment for your iPhone, you could use your iPhone as the camera as well. So those are out there. But anyway, Picto Nico, love it. Had a lot of fun. I played, man, I should have done it earlier, but I've put multiple hours into this game, and I'm doing like the there's a mix mode between, I'm sure they're going to release more collections of micro games for this, but right now I'm playing the high score mix mode, which adds the 2 packs together. And you get a gold medal if you complete 50 of them. And the best I've done so far is like 38. So I got a lot more to try on this. And I'm very excited to do it. I've been playing it at night when I'm going to bed, honestly. I'm like, let me do a little Picto Nico. And then I spend like over an hour playing it. So I'm really enjoying it. But that's what I played. So there you go. Now we got questions. Send your questions to GoNintPod@gmail.com.
Where?
GoNintPod@gmail.com.
Maybe I will.
It can be about Nintendo video games in general or whatever the hell you want. AJ followed up. Quote, I hate blind rankings. End quote. Do Michaels. Quote, that was fun. Send us more. End quote. RMC. Because, of course, the Ducotomy of man.
Well,
Dichotomy. Yes.
I mean, I did have fun, but it's not my favorite way to rank things.
Well, get ready, because they're back.
All right.
Here are 7 more Muppets you will be blind ranking. You guys ready?
All right, hold
What
on.
are you doing? I thought you had fun last time.
It makes me very nervous.
Yeah,
7?
Write
It
this
is
down.
very serious, yes. 7 more Muppets. Players at home, get your blind ranks ready and don't cheat. When you two are ready, you let me know.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. New Zealand.
I'm gonna need to look that up. Who's New Zealand?
If you look him up, you will recognize him. He's like the French guy with the fish. You'll yeah. See, you know him as soon as you see him. You can flatten your screen so Duke could see.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Man.
Boomerang fish guy, says SD. Hello, SD. If I didn't say that.
I didn't know that was his name. That's a good.
New
He's
Zealand.
he's going in 6th.
And it's
grade.
LEW, by the way.
Ooh.
I'll put him in.
Mom
number
Brain says
5.
6. Do says 5. Okay. Fozzie.
Waka waka.
He's getting a 2 from me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm also gonna put him at 2.
Okay, there we go in the Discord. Thank you, Red Sousa. Jason Segel's Muppet from the 2011 movie.
7.
Oh, jeez.
You know, I don't think I've even seen the movie.
Oh, it's a great movie.
I love Jason Segel.
Have you seen that movie?
I don't think I have.
What the hell? You, whatever. And I mean that in a good way. You, I'm surprised. Well, like Mom Brain, it's
I
like
know.
name the things Mom Brain likes. Muppets would be very near the top.
Yeah.
Just saying to somebody, you, whatever, it's just very funny to me. Yeah, I'm giving him a 7 as well. Only because I'm unfamiliar. I love Jason Segel. I'm sure he's great in it. And I know he has much respect for that.
Okay.
But
Robin.
5.
You're a Robin hater?
I don't hate Robin.
he's the baby Kermit.
Yes.
But-
I hate him too. I don't hate him, but he's getting my number 6 spot.
Okay. Emmett Otter.
Oh,
A very popular one at the table. Very well
Emmett.
for Mom Brain.
I think I have to give Emmett my number 1. No, I'm gonna give him 3 because
Okay.
he's 3.
I'll give him a 4.
I'm surprised at how low Robin's been because I really like Robin.
I like Robin, but
But Emmett Otter, when I saw that, I was like, I know Mom Brain's gonna. All right, Menomina, the Menomina singer.
4.
Ooh. One of the most classic Muppet bits there is.
Yeah, I guess I have to put him at number 3 because there's still a number 1 slot.
There
for me.
is a number 1.
For all of us.
Oh, but this is your number 1 for both of you?
Yeah.
I don't think you will be upset about it.
Okay.
The number 1 for you guys will be Gonzo.
great. Gotta love him.
I love Gonzo.
Okay, we're happy.
I
we
love
are happy.
the obsession with chickens.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It seems so silly, but I just love it.
Yeah.
So, Mom Brain, can you give us your list 7 to 1 again, just so I can hear
From
it?
7 to 1. Jason Segel, Lucy, Robin, Menomina, Emmett Otter, Fozzie, Gonzo.
I mean, overall,
That's
I think
a-
you'd feel pretty damn good
I
about
think
That's
that.
about
a
that.
really good list.
Do
yeah.
7 to 1?
Jason Segel, Robin, New Zealand, Emmett Otter, Menomina, which I wish that were lower, but that's the only one really.
Okay.
Fozzie and then Gonzo.
So you guys did better this time. It worked out better for you.
Yeah.
Not huge changes this time around. That's good.
It's fun. If we're talking a real ranking list, it's not my preferred way to do it.
Yes.
But is it fun to do it this way? I think it is.
Giant Reggie says Gonzo and Yuji Naka can be buds. That's right. They're both in the chickens, roosters, and cocks. Thank you, AJ. The people at the table appreciate it, and I like doing that. That is fun. Everyone else, feel free to send in your blind ranking list for a whole bunch of stuff because that's great.
Oh, and Gonzo's little wispy hairs that move I don't know what they're made out of. It seems like they're on their own little strings because they don't really seem to move the way physics has things
Yeah.
moving, but I love that.
And his little like tweed outfits, like he's really
He's
actually
a dapper dresser.
Gonzo dresses like your dad.
Oh, without a doubt. Trust me, I've come to that realization on my own. Without a doubt, yes, those two dress very similar.
And he's not really a thing, right? Like everybody's usually
He's a
like
weirdo.
yeah, like you're either a frog or a dog or a pig, and he's just like
That's the
Gonzo.
premise of Muppets, Muppets from Space, or right? That's the
Don't ask me. I would turn to you, but now
Yeah.
I know you haven't seen
He's
one of the Muppet
getting-
movies.
yeah. He's trying to figure out where he's from.
Red Souza says Gonzo is my favorite, and SC recommends somebody make a blind ranking list of all bad Muppets. I guess there's a
I mean,
couple
there's
bad
like
Muppets.
lamer
Yeah.
Muppets.
Yeah, we already covered one of them. Sam the Eagle is a lame Muppet.
Yeah. Well, that's because he's American.
No, I've always thought he was lame even before we were where we are now. I was like, we
too
got all these
stuck
great
up for
characters.
me.
Yeah, exactly. We also have a Patreon question. Mom Brain, did you know that you can join the GoNintendo Patreon? Oh no. Okay.
For $1.
For $1. SD Sick Hero didn't. They got this question. You've probably answered this before, Pod Crew. But what video game would you most like to see in a movie or a series that hasn't been done in the last 10 years? What format would it be in? And is it a long running And if it is a long-running franchise, what era? Bonus if you can name any actors or production companies you'd like to see work on it. I'm sure Duke could give you some actors without a doubt, but games that you would like to see become movies or TV shows, and actors you would like to see appear in it.
I'll play along, but
He wants you to know he doesn't like
I
it, but he'll play along.
never want to see a movie or a TV show based on a video game ever again. But I
want to
play
ask
along.
this question before we get in. For any game, movie, show, is there any example where you would like to see more of it outside of what it already is? Like, would you like to see more of a movie as a TV show, more of a TV show as a movie, more of a game as a movie, more of a show as a game?
I'm sorry that I'm so confused at this question.
I just feel like you don't ever want more of anything.
Never.
Okay. All right. Then we're done. Okay.
Well, usually never, because
yes,
sometimes it'll get to a point where it's like, this was perfect. Like, why are you making more, kind of thing?
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't want to be that much of a blanket statement, but in my brain, to me, it seems like for you, you never want more of anything, or very rarely want more of anything.
Yeah, because in my experience, or at least for my taste, I'm usually disappointed. Like, like these, I couldn't be less enthusiastic about these Lord of the Rings movies that they're going to be making coming up, because I just, they're not gonna. It's, for me, in my experience, they haven't gotten as good as the original movies were, and things like that. Or what was a great example? I just watched Primal's 3rd season, and the 2nd season for me ended what I thought was perfectly. Now, I did also like I ended up liking how the 3rd season wound up, but it just wasn't necessary, but after I played The Last of Us, I was so nervous for The Last of Us 2, because I was like, there's no way this is going to touch the first one, and it ended up being so much better. So, I'm not always correct. Now, as for, is there something right now that I would like to see more of? Perhaps that, tough to say off the top of my head, just because I'm a very negative person, and I can't think of anything that I'd want to see. Now, have I been enjoying the Fallout TV show? Yes. Have I ever played a second of Fallout the game? No. Is that why I like the TV show? Perhaps. Who knows?
It's a mystery.
Yeah, I don't know. So I'm trying to. I can't think of any. Can you think of any for yourself?
Something I would like to see. I would like someone to attempt an Undertale animated movie. I would like to see that attempted. I think there
Does
is
it make
room.
you nervous that it would get ruined?
No, because I don't subscribe to the idea that things get ruined by there being more of it. Like I
don't
personally,
either, but I think like The Last of Us is a perfect example. Like,
yeah, but I don't look at the games as being ruined because I don't like the show.
no, I'm saying, but the show, I would rather just leave it as it is than have the show come out and be like so disappointed in the show. But that's just me.
Yeah, and I'm more optimistic. And if they said that was happening, if they were like Undertale movie, I'd be like, okay, live action. I'd be like, oh no. But if they said animated, I'd be like, all right, I could see something happening there. I will always take the optimist route of being like, yeah, I'll see what happens before I decide, no, they shouldn't have done that. Like with The Last of Us, I was like, that's a really tough thing to do, but I think it could be done. And then when they did the season, I was like, it wasn't for me. So, it doesn't matter how many bad things come along. I don't think that the things shouldn't exist. And you could take the opinion of like, that's, just trying to make a buck and they don't understand what's going on. And yes, certainly that's been proven many times over. But there are times, like, look at Project Hail Mary. It's a great adaptation. They did a wonderful job at that. Very impressive. And I like both of them. So maybe that situation doesn't happen very often, but it doesn't matter how many times a worse or bad adaptation happens. I'm still up for it because I want to see how things play out. Because it's not going to make me like the original thing any less. So why not?
Okay.
So yeah, Undertale came to mind right away. Yes, SD, perfect. They said Undertale by Science Saru, which is the Dandadan. I could not be more happy. I've said this to Mom Brain just recently, that the new Ghost in the Shell series, which starts in July, is being done by Science Saru, the Dandadan team. I could not ask for a better pick for that because I love them from an animation standpoint and what they do and how they adapt things. I am so head over heels over that. And this adaptation of Ghost in the Shell is aiming to be very close to what the manga actually is. So that will be wildly different from everything else Ghost in the Shell we've gotten up to this point. So I'm very, very, very excited to see that. What an awesome pick. The trailers, in my opinion, look unbelievable. I'm so amped up for that. Very excited. But yeah, what other games would I want to see turned into movies or shows? I think 1000 Times Resist could make for a really cool show.
Oh, yeah, that could
I
be
think,
cool.
if everything's firing on all cylinders, I think that could be really cool. I think that'd be really interesting to explore that way. And that's a largely narrative adventure. It's not, I think playing it as a game connects you to it more, but I still think the core of what makes that what it is could be done really interesting and well through a series. I don't think it could be a movie. I think it'd have to be a series, but I'm down with that.
Yeah, I mean, you could say anything really, but some of the ones I'm thinking of, like Alan Wake or Death Stranding, they could be like cool shows.
Yeah.
But when you're playing the game, it's kind of like what it already is, except you're in control. So
Yeah.
it's like, it's kind of like the failing of The Last of Us. That didn't really need to be made into a show, even if they did it, in my opinion, well. Because you've already nailed it, So,
but unfortunately, there's going to be people who won't play the game. So, I mean, that's what I also look at it as. It pisses me off to no end that people won't play a game or read a manga or a comic book or whatever. But if there's something that I really love and it has a chance at reaching out to that audience and maybe wooing some people, then I'm all about it. Then I'm like, yeah, let's give it a shot. I don't like that this is the route we have to take, but if it can change some minds, then I'm all about it. Because, how often am I singing praises of anime and you are not included in this? There are so many people who will never, no matter what, give it the time of day because of this, that, and the other thing, all these reasons that are non-existent because they've never given it a shot to begin with. But it just won't happen. So it's very disappointing to me. And if Netflix is like, we're going to do One Piece, but live action. I'm like, I wish people would watch the anime, but if this is going to make some fans and they may be wooed over, then sure. And that has happened to some degree, certainly. And that adaptation, from what I understand, is really good. So anything that could potentially turn people into fans or give them at least some more of an open mind, I'm down. So that's really the way I look at it.
Was the question video games into other media?
Video game property you would most like to see in a movie or a series? Yes.
Okay.
Or you have something other way around?
Well, I was thinking how cool would it be if there was a renaissance of 90s action movies that they made into games with today's technology. If they made a Demolition Man for today, I think it'd be awesome.
Because plenty of those action movies exist as games and most of them are not very good.
Right.
But if they did it again today, that would certainly be interesting without a doubt.
They don't really seem to do that much. That used to be a thing, right? Where LGN would crap out some
yes, LGN would grab every license they could to make a game out of it. There are still licensed games today, but they are more often focused on movies and kids properties than what they did back then. So we don't really see that hardly ever nowadays, to tell you the truth, but that's a whole market just waiting to be tapped out there. And I'm sure, if they get the right developers and actually put in time, a lot of those could end up being a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, and there's tons, but the ones I'm thinking of, I think I need to think differently or out of the box for this, because I'm thinking of all these narrative games. I'm like, oh, Firewatch would be a cool TV show or movie, but you're basically playing the movie when you're playing it, so
it's just because you appreciate the story so much that it would be well suited to that kind of format.
Yeah, I don't know. Not the question for me, but I do like that question.
Urban Champion?
I mean, yeah. I would enjoy
Wahlberg
that.
Would be in it.
That would be bad. Yeah. But I was a big fan of the in the 80s and 90s there were a lot of those just beat 'em up movies, and usually with Jean-Claude Van Damme in it or something. Yeah. And I can see it in that realm, but today as an adult, I don't think I would find that as compelling, but you never know.
You never know. Thanks for the question, SD. And now we have music. Send your music to goninpod@gmail.com.
Where?
goninpod@gmail.com.
Maybe I will.
Put music in the title and help
Help.
out your local mom brain.
I'm gonna spare us the potential of a hissing situation
Eh.
with the music song.
Songs wins.
Okay.
Let me get out of the Discord.
So we have a first-time submitter, Bama Moses, who sent me a spreadsheet that I love.
I just got a notification. Sorry to chime in here, but notification: Grok AI in charge of a world simulation test ended in extinction.
Excellent.
Jesus.
Anyway,
Also in this spreadsheet, Bama Moses has linked common questions like, is it a first party? Who's the developer, the publisher,
Oh.
the system? I added a column because I love a good spreadsheet for if it was played or not, so I can check it off. Also, just because it's the first time submission, I'm going to read a little something. Hello to the podcast crew, longtime listener, first time submitter. I've always been a big fan of puzzles and thought I'd send one your way. I have a series of 9 video game songs that have a theme that connects all the songs together. I've also included a meta song that serves as a hint for the theme. See if you can guess the theme before the meta clue plays. And then the meta clue can be a bonus song for you to enjoy.
Wait a minute. Are we doing all today's songs from one person?
No.
Oh.
I guess I could, but I thought we would do them over time.
Sure. We'll
And
do
then
it
I could
over time.
remind you.
Well, yes.
Right.
Cool.
Okay. So here, also they say, let me know if you enjoy this and I can make further puzzles in the future. Thanks for the laughs, the fun inside jokes that I get to say to myself and giggle like an idiot, and all the countless ways you've brightened my days.
Thank you.
All right. So here is.
This one is part of this thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Here's the first song.
I'm ready. We're not off to a good start.
This is creepy.
I got no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hollow Knight. Nothing's checking any boxes for me. I like it. It's of a high quality. I don't know. I'm going to say I don't know.
I give up.
Oh. How do I know that?
He knows it.
Why do I know that? Why do I know this? Is this first party?
Yes.
Why would I know this? Is this Fire Emblem?
It is.
Man. Yeah, I'll just go with Fire Emblem. Why do I know that one part? Was it in Smash Brothers or something?
4 houses or something.
3 houses. Great job.
Oh. Wow. We almost ruined it before we got to that point. All right, so Fire Emblem's my weak spot with Nintendo, by the way.
You played a little bit of that.
I do,
No?
but they're very difficult for me. I like them, but they're
No,
very-
just the 3 houses game in particular. Did you
a
not?
little bit. Yeah, I played a little bit. All right, so that's part of this thing. So the theme, my guess on the theme is fire.
Okay.
Oh.
Do
Oh, you're not going to tell me?
you have to hear all
There's
the...
9
Oh.
songs and then there's
I
a
thought
meta
if I
song.
got the theme right away, you would tell me. Okay. I'm not going to guess anymore.
Fine. This one comes from No Blades, No Bows.
Sneaky. This is Zelda.
asked me to start it at 22 seconds. It really doesn't feel Zelda, does it?
I know. What was this? Game over or put in your name or no? It's
Looks
not
like
put
the
in
title
your name.
screen. Oh, ending theme. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Ending theme.
Classic Zelda.
Ended on a great note.
But yeah.
Wait, the original Zelda game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's. I guess I've never
Yeah.
beat
It doesn't fit.
Okay. This one comes from Freddie Fro.
That noise. No, I'm not gonna say it. I know this.
Yes,
Is
you
this
do.
Pragmata?
It is.
I really like the soundtrack in that thing. Whoever that composer is, they did a great job. Really fit the bill.
Great job.
You know, one of the recommended videos alongside of this is 1 hour of silence, occasionally interrupted by Pikmin. Sounds terrifying. Okay, here's one from Tentavision.
Not ringing a bell. I don't think so. I know why that song was familiar now. This one, I got nothing.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're looking at me like I should know. Should I know?
I think so.
Oh, no.
I think you both should know it.
Uh-oh. What
Oh.
system?
We.
We should both know it, and it's we.
Shattered Memories.
You got it.
Silent Hill Shattered
Wow,
Memories.
good for you.
Unbelievable.
Good for you. This is why I know this song. I hear this song all the time. It's somebody's chiptune cover of it, and it just randomly put it on my YouTube playlist. That's why I knew it. Wow.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Driving me nuts. And congratulations in a good way to you on getting that Shattered Memories. That's really good.
Yeah.
This one's from Nico Darunia.
Girls Gone Wild.
Now, for the record, I'm looking at the cover of a non-Nintendo system, but this game apparently was also released on Nintendo system.
Okay, what am I doing?
I'm not sure that I could tell you based on the cover what you're doing.
It has. What am I doing? All right, so this. Can I have like the original system?
PlayStation.
All right, that helps a lot because PlayStation was very edgy, edgelord. This is not like that. Where am I? Am I somewhere sunny, bright, fun? Does all this fit so far?
I think so.
This is a off the wall guess. Toe ball number 1.
I'm sorry?
Toe ball number 1.
No.
Or toe ball number 1. What? We got steel drums. That's a outside instrument.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
And you said what? It's weird? What'd you say? This is from the same game?
Yeah.
Do I know this game?
I have no idea.
I'm using context clues here. I said toe ball number 1, and you said what? And you said that. I thought you said that because you didn't hear me, but you said that because you thought I said something close to the name.
Yeah,
So then it's Tomba.
it is. 2.
Yes.
Tomba 2.
I don't remember the soundtrack to Tomba at all. Tomba 2. Sorry. I know what is swine in the subtitle.
The Evil Swine Return.
I played the hell out of Tomba 1. I love that game. I played Tomba 2, but I don't have as fond of memories as that. But yes, it is on Switch. Both of them. Both the Tomba games are on Switch. Go play them. Go play the first one for sure. It's great.
This one might ring more of a bell. From Radical Defect, Master Higgins.
Pokemon something?
Yes.
Original Pokemon. I don't know. Red, blue, yellow, green,
It is
purple.
Pokemon Special Pikachu Edition,
Yellow.
yellow version.
Yeah. Ooh.
Pikachu
Yeah, that
looks
sounds very
real cool. on the
chubby.
cover. Man,
Weird Pikachu.
it's really great. All right, this one comes from Guy Bones.
Ooh. Yeah. It had a real. I know it's not Pilot Wings, but it had a real Pilot Wings feel. This is without a doubt Nintendo.
Yep.
Baby making music.
This is good.
We have a system.
Switch 2?
Oh,
Welcome.
it's gotta be. Yeah. No, it's gotta be Mario Kart World.
That's correct.
Man,
This
what
song
song
Lake
is this?
Lamode. Super Mario Odyssey.
Lake Lamont.
Lamod. Lamode. Like Alamode, maybe?
Yes.
Oh,
Of course, it's. Yep. That's right.
Delicious.
that's a good song. Wow.
All right. Here's one from Mikey3319.
Tear. Super Nintendo?
Yes.
Take your guess at some licensed game. I don't know.
It is
You
some
know-
licensed game.
You can rattle off licenses better than I can.
Alien.
No.
Karate Kid.
No.
It's Jurassic Park.
It is.
That instrument. I know. Jurassic Park. I rented that game and hated it. And then I rented it again and I still hated it. You know, you went to the rental store sometimes and you're like, oh, there's nothing here. And Jurassic Park was there again.
Maybe it's not as bad as I remember.
Yeah, exactly. It was.
This one's from Morph Baller.
More ballin'. It sounds familiar, but I don't think it should. I don't know why it sounds familiar. I like it a lot. This is the kind of song I hear in a game where I'm like, yeah, shit's going down. We're getting ready for a fight here. Yeah, we're like climbing up some building or something. We were flying the ship up to some fortress.
I think you're flying.
Okay. That's a. I really like this. Man, I really like this. This is some sort of shmup. What system is this? I think it's a shmup.
3DS.
What was that? Iridon. I don't even know if this is first party.
I don't think so.
It doesn't sound like it. This is really cool. I don't know. I got nothing, sadly.
I'll give up.
I believe it is Sortie 1 or Ace Combat 3D on the 3DS.
Oh, it was an Ace Combat game. Wow.
Hmm.
I don't know that I've ever played Ace Combat. That seems like a franchise you would have played as a younger man. No?
I never did.
I've never played an Ace Combat. I've heard they're great, but just the only that type of game I played was Top Gun on the NES.
Last song comes from Wired.
Every time you look at me, I think I should know it right away.
Well, that's not why I'm looking at you, but you should know it. Yes.
All I can think of is God of War. It just sounds very God of War-ish to me.
It's not Zelda.
That's something. Is this Luigi? What is that? Why do I know that bit?
Is it Mario? Oh, Metroid?
Yes.
Oh,
Metroid
great.
Prime 4?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Dude,
There you
just
go.
carrying the music section this week.
9 out of 10.
Not
6
too
out of
shabby.
9. 6 out of 9. That was a really good one.
Great job, guys.
And that's the end of the show.
Oh,
As always, music and then the show ends. That's all
that's
there
how
is.
it always goes.
Oh my goodness. There's something happening over here. Something's going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, Dues Views. It's never news.
Wait, is that buzzing back from the microphone?
Rumor of the week with Do Michaels. So, ladies and gentlemen, you may
I
know
swore it was starring.
that I have my spiders and my flies. They creep and they crawl all throughout the video game realm, and they find the best rumors that you've never heard of before, and they bring them to me, and then I let you know what the rumors are. Some people say it's the greatest part of the show. So there actually is a little note here that's very interesting. It says that for the first time ever on Dues Views, we're going to be not giving you a rumor, but an actual true take it to the
Wow.
bank news story.
This is news to me.
Holy cow.
This is a banner moment for the GoNintendo
Hold
podcast.
on to your hats, people, because this one's gonna really knock your socks off. So we
Hold
talked
on to your hats. It'll
Hats
knock
and
your
socks,
off.
people. Hats and socks.
we talked a little bit earlier about the survey that Microsoft did to find out what games they wanted, and it turned out that Banjo-Kazooie was the number
The
one.
survey Microsoft did to find out what games they wanted. Hey guys, what games do we want?
Is that not what the survey was? Or
Well,
Anyways.
yes, to ask fans what games fans wanted. The way you said it was the survey Microsoft did to find out what games they wanted.
Internal.
So what was exciting about that was that Banjo-Kazooie was number one by far, except it turns out Microsoft's already been in development on a new Banjo game, and just wait till you hear the premise of this one, folks. It's called Call of Kazooie, and it's a Call of Duty style Banjo-Kazooie game, because that's what everybody loves. And basically Call of Duty's Captain Price and Kazooie go on a mission to rescue Banjo from Soviet nuclear
Soviet
scientists,
Grunty's lair.
or they have that witch that was in the
Grunty.
Grunty is doing something with
Gruntilda.
nuclear weapons. It's very, very high political.
They saw that one Banjo game, or maybe both of them, I don't remember, where you can use Kazooie as like a gun to shoot eggs out of her mouth, and they're like, that's it. That's our path forward for bringing the series back. This is, and I don't mean to crap on any of your other Dues views, this is the most believable one yet. So I'm glad this is a true story, because we've only ever had fake ones, but this one I could 100% believe. They will announce it at this year's game or next year's Game Awards. Banjo-Kazooie will show up. Tears of joy will flow, and then it'll be like a grenade coming into the screen, and Price will run in and be like,
Kazooie, get over here,
we'll get him next time. Thanks for that very true story, Do. We appreciate it. Thanks
My
to the
pleasure.
Spiders and Flies. And that's all we got, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. There you go. Thank you, Blood Ocean. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
That's it. Yeah. Choking that chicken to get those eggs out. After show, anything? Anybody?
I mean, nothing crazy.
You're talking crazy.
Spider Noir's out. That's about it. Widow's Bay is great.
I feel like Mom Brain
I'm
is
close. I'm close to
very
watching.
close to starting that.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good for you because I know you don't love horror, and this isn't like, it's not like straight horror, and even the horror stuff. I mean, who am I to say what you're gonna find scary? But like, I feel like it's kind of light horror. It balances a great line between like
I like spooky.
humor and spooky.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so again, Dorothy just sent me a hacks TikTok today.
She's
Just
trying.
as a reminder.
Our
But I
friend
feel
won't do
like Widow's
how I
Bay
know-
I should watch first.
That's how I know how against watching shows you are
I'm
when
not against.
Dorothy is begging you to watch Hacks and you still haven't done it. So I don't feel so bad because I know Dorothy's way above me. And if you're not taking Dorothy's recommendation, I'm like, well,
But we talked
We're all
about
screwed.
this. You know, Hacks is a bigger bite to take and chew and swallow just because there's so much more content there. Whereas, you know, Widow's Bay, I feel like would be a quick 1-season watch and it's not even done yet. So you
that
have
would
less than
be
a season.
a great argument for a traditional person like yourself do. But with Mom Brain, it doesn't seem to matter how many seasons or episodes
well,
or
thanks,
any of that.
everybody. It's been really great.
Mom Brain, leave us with some words of wisdom and we'll end the show on that. So let me do my thing. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Play some games, hang out with friends and family, rest, relax. You deserve it. And Mom Brain says,
Be kind to yourself and each other.
ending it like Jerry Springer.
I mean,
That's fine by me. That's fine by
I
me.
can't think of anything else.
All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye,
Wuzzle,
everybody.
wuzzle?
Goodbye.
What the hell is that?